Tonight's episode of the Tuesday Night Cigar Club is brought to you by Drew Estate. Come experience the rebirth of cigars at www.drewestate.com and download the free Drew Diplomat smartphone app today to discover nearby retailers, RSVP to special events, redeem points to win exclusive Drew Estate merchandise, and much, much more.
Might be a big mistake, but I'm having too much fun to wait. Flag her down when she comes back by. That one's yours and this one's mine. Bring another round. 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 Bring another round.
Here's the suckers.
Good evening, brothers and sisters of the leaf. Coming to you live once again from the corner of No Hope, it's the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast. Tonight the boys celebrate the 420 holiday the only way they know how, by talking their way through the 2018 horror flick 420 Massacre, while chugging goblet after goblet of Sweetwater's 420 Strain G13 IPAs, paired with the CBD-infused Nuggs cigar from Jas Sum Kral. Sounds like we're in store for one hemptastic party, folks. So sit back, light them up, and enjoy the show.
Oh, it's good to have Fritz back.
Yeah.
Well, it's bound to happen, boys. Our first weed episode. Y'all ready to get your giggles on?
We're not really smoking weed tonight, are we?
Did y'all not get my facts? Everyone was supposed to get baked before you showed up here.
I've told you before, we don't have fax machines.
Oops. So I guess you didn't get the other facts I sent about bringing some Doritos and Little Debbie cakes with you?
Oh, dude. I got a bad feeling about this.
So did you bring the zebra cakes or not?
No, of course not.
Zebra cakes? You think they make those out of real zebra meat?
Oh, shit.
Welcome, everybody, to the Tuesday Night Cigar Club's first annual 420 hemptastic and drunktasticer fucked up extravaganza. Episode 39.
93.
Whatever. It all depends on how you look at the numbers, man. No, of course we aren't smoking weed tonight. We live in Texas, where all manners of plant-based, mind-altering fun are still highly illegal. But we are smoking a CBD-infused cigar tonight, drinking a hemp-infused beer, and talking our way through a marijuana-themed horror film.
Sweet. And guess what?
So we'll see how all this goes.
We're actually coming up on 420.
Yeah, this episode should drop on 420.
It's like it was planned out or something.
Yeah, we're gonna be like the hip podcast, you know.
The hip, middle-aged men.
Middle-aged? I don't know what you're talking about. It's just numbers, man. It's just numbers.
What if C-A-T really spelled dog?
It's as out there as you get, isn't it? In all truthfulness, when it comes to smoking pot, if I ever did smoke pot, which, you know, who's to say?
No comment.
I can assure you that I retired from that particular recreational activity many, many moons ago.
No comment.
And speaking of retirement, our good friends over at MemorableRetirementGifts.com
MemorableRetirementGifts.com
just happened to send us over this very attractive glass top humidor. Look at this.
It's pretty dang swank.
It is nice.
It is swank.
Look at this. If you're on YouTube, you need to check this out. Otherwise, go to our website. I want to share this with they wanted us to share this rather with our loyal audience. Keep your recently retired buddies' cigars fresh and handy with this glass top humidor made of Macintosh oak.
Macintacos.
With have you been smoking weed?
No comment.
I just heard mac and tacos. Do we have mac and tacos?
Macintacos.
We might need some Macintacos after tonight's over, boys.
Right.
With a mahogany walnut finish. Very nice.
It's pretty.
This humidor can hold 25 to 50 cigars. They always say that. I'd say 25 is probably a good guess there. It has a tempered bevel top. That means something to you. You're a man who knows about woodworking.
That just means they've trimmed the edges of the wood.
They've trimmed the edges of the wood. And it makes use of SureSeal technology to make sure for properly sealed storage for your stogies. It comes with one round humidifier. You can see it floating around there, but you'll want to toss that and get some Bovita packs instead. Trust me on that one. It's felt lined on the back. See that? It's not going to scrape up your buddy's desk. Well, I guess he's retired. He won't have a desk anymore. Mm-hmm. His coffee table. It has a divider for maximum versatility.
Versatility.
Or versatility.
Or versatility?
I've heard it both ways. Personalize this gift by choosing from 3 monogram designs. You can do it a couple different ways. We went with TNCC.
TNCC.
Red crust top. All for the very reasonable price of $49.99.
$49.99? That's less than $50.
That is less than $50, Tud. Very good.
Thank you.
Hey, are you approaching retirement? Successful young man? You getting there?
No comment.
You're almost on the... Can you see the end on the horizon?
Oh, I see the end all right.
Okay.
It's coming at me like a freight train.
Well, you answered wrong. I was going to give this to you.
Oh, I mean, yes. I am... Swing low.
No, I'm gonna make you guys fight for this later in like a pit or something.
Dude, have you seen Cody's shirt?
I'm retired.
I'm not fighting him.
You're retired from the fighting scene?
No, I'm retired.
Oh, you
so
literally
I'll take the humidor.
Oh.
I retired yesterday. Didn't I tell you?
Well, I actually could use the humidor. We have so many smokes to get on the show, but I was like, you know what? I was gonna have you guys do some kind of challenge for it, or
no? I will graciously bow out for Cody.
I actually wrote a number.
I'm not getting hit by him.
I wrote a number on the inside of the instruction. It comes with some instructions for seasoning humidor. I wrote a number on there.
69.
Whoever, tell me.
Keep picking the same number every single time.
Like 25
Wait.
years.
Let me reverse it. It's
96?
still 69.
It was totally 69. All right, well, I'll let you guys figure that out. MemorableRetirementGifts.com.
MemorableRetirementGifts.com.
It's a good-looking little humidor.
It's a great-looking humidor. It's not good-looking. It's
I actually have
great-looking.
a couple very similar to it in the house. I've got stacks of these things, to be
Yeah, I
honest
like
with you. And, so go over there and check them out. Everybody knows somebody that, hey, man.
Cody, get to seasoning that bad boy.
You worked your whole life here.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Cody, and I was like...
No, but congrats on your retirement.
Thank you.
Wait, did you mean retiring from the podcast? Is this your last show?
No.
Better not be. We can't afford Robert Bronzy quite yet. MemorableRetirementGifts.com.
MemorableRetirementGifts.com.
Boom. Folks, tonight, it's going to be a unique show. We actually have 2 cigars. But
Hey, by the way, quick while we're doing jingles and all that stuff, guess what? If you're going to buy some smoking paraphernalia, I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon.com. So go to Tuesday Night Cigar Club.com.
paraphernalia, dude?
Oh, scissors and clips and all that stuff. Oh, wait, no comment.
For cigars.
And go to Tuesday Night Cigar Club.com. Hit on the Amazon banner and then do your shopping from there. I'm sure you can find some roach clips and baggies and paper and that kind of stuff.
I bet they have baggies on Amazon.
I think so.
Kids still use baggies? Is that still a thing?
I'm sure it is.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Little scales? Well, I guess that's if you're
got
selling.
it out there.
I don't know anything about that.
And by the way, if you wanted to buy some cigars to if you want to buy some cigars to put in your MemorableGifts.com humidor, go to TuesdayNightCigarClub.com, click on the famous Smoke Dog banner, and if you spend $100, you can enter the promo code TNCC20 to get $20 off. That is 20% off. That's pretty dang good.
It's one of the best promo codes out there.
Dang Skippy,
And I've
it
seen them
is.
all. I've seen them all. Thank you, Tut, for some links. This is a normal show for us. Last episode,
We got crazy.
We were up at O'Brien's Irish Pub in downtown historic Temple, Texas. We had 2 special guests. We were just all over the place. It was a fun, different show for us. But we are back.
I like the challenge of live.
You do. I'm still on the fence.
I gotta admit, I got distressing out there because there was a couple of technical things that I had to overcome right at the last second. And I broke out full on stress sweat. And then after stress sweat came old man stink. And I was like, and I felt bad for Derek, who was sitting right next to me. And I'm like, oh God, keep the arms down. Oh, it was bad, man. Sorry, Derek, man. What are you going to do?
He referenced old man stink. I think this is his. I'm sorry.
I can't beat that.
You can't beat old man stink. It was a very
It's actually the name of my new beer line that's coming out.
It was a very fun show. It was our second Facebook Live show. It'll be the time you're hearing this, of course, it'll be out there on iTunes and YouTube. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to say this: when we do a Facebook Live show, we gave away some Cats Fest tickets. Derek gave away a bunch of Black Label Train Company cigars.
Heck yeah, man, that was awesome. We also dropped the note that the Black Label donation to
dropped $1,000 to Cigars for Warriors, our favorite charity. But I will say this: when we do a Facebook Live episode,
okay,
you should probably tune in, because the episode, when you listen to it on iTunes or you watch it on YouTube, that show is not going to be. It's cut. It's edited. It has been filtered. And you're never going to get that raw show that you got up at O'Brien's Irish Pub in downtown historic Temple, Texas. I cut out some priest jokes that perhaps didn't go over as well as I thought they would. Lead balloon, to say the least.
I'm saying this.
Derek said it were funny.
I'll say this. If we're cutting it out, it's got to be pretty dang gruesome.
I'll be honest. I really respect Rev. Our special guest was our friend Rev Java. He's a reverend, and I had the feeling that perhaps those jokes made him a little uncomfortable. Who saw that coming? So I went ahead and just trimmed some of those.
Everybody?
Trimmed some of those things. Then I kind of tried to justify it by saying I had some nephew that was touched. And of course, I don't have a nephew. Like, it just started snowballing. So yeah, my whole point is, when we do a live show, you're best probably watch it, because
oh, geez,
I don't edit a lot of our shit. I mean, obviously, if you guys and gals out there listen and watch, we do say a lot of things that probably should be edited, but I don't. But I did that for Rev. I don't want that stain on his record. He doesn't deserve that.
He doesn't deserve it.
So how do we follow up that epic?
But I think you just made a good case for him to get into heaven. I mean, God's going to be like, dude, you tried to help them.
Yeah, we can't be helped. Well, let's see what we do tonight to prove that theory. How do you follow up a live episode, Revenge of the Nerds, and all that? Well, you smoke a weed cigar and you drink a weed beer and you watch a weed movie.
A lot of weed.
A lot of weed tonight. Our first cigar, it's a doubleheader on cigars tonight. Our first cigar is the Nuggs, Nuggs,
Nuggs,
by Jas Sum Kral.
Jas Sum Kral.
We've done their Red Knight Toro. I think we really like that one. We've done their Zlat No Sans. I really like that one. We did their Cerna Knock. Made our top 10 last year. Yeah. So we've done a lot of JSK cigars. This one is getting all the press these days. Just came out. I'm going to tell you why in a minute.
It's very timely. Everybody's on that weed kick.
Everybody's loving it. It's a 4.5 by 48 little cigar. Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. Indonesian binder. Nicaraguan fillers from Jalapa and Esteli. Price we'll get to at the end, as always. Here's where it gets interesting, boys. It is the first premium cigar that provides 20 milligrams of hemp-derived CBD, lab-tested and certified. Jas Sum Kral has developed a proprietary solution with a laboratory that is said to be effective in absorption at the buccal mucosa. For you noobs, that means inside your mouth.
Was that Bohemian you were speaking there?
Buccal mucosa?
Oh my god. It's so bad I can't even.
Buccal mucosa.
That's we'll take it.
I've got some allergies going on. Just leave me alone, all right?
Okay.
Once the cigars are manufactured in Ban Nicaragua, they're then shipped to a lab in Colorado. Imagine that. Where 3, quote, lab scientists, seems legit, begin the infusion process. Nuggs contain 100% industrial hemp-derived CBD with 0.00% THC. Each and every batch of cigars released comes with a QR code on the wrapper to provide the consumer with the third-party lab results of the solution used in that particular cigar. So when you buy these at the store, you can put in that code on the website, and it'll tell you exactly how much CBD, the actual, from the laboratory with the 3 laboratory scientists. They'll give you all the information you need.
Scientists. Which scientists?
Laboratory scientists. In case you're curious if we could be in some kind of trouble tonight here, boys, smoking these, the 2018 Farm Bill was signed into law back in December of 2018, effectively legalizing hemp at the federal level by removing it from the federal list of controlled substances and classifying it as an agricultural commodity.
Yep.
As a result, CBD from hemp is legal nationwide. Of course, I got that info from a Jas Sum Kral press release for the Nuggs, so I'm sure it all checks out.
Well, I know recently I think they did something to approve industrial grade hemp
Yes.
for manufacturing.
Well, real quick, I'm going to turn to Yax here. He kind of is the smarty pants in the bunch when it comes to this stuff. I see every day on Facebook people swearing by CBD.
oil,
I give it to my
CBD
dog.
oil.
My dog has separation anxiety. When he goes to the shelter, I give him some CBD oil. My joints, I'm in such terrible pain.
It's like Brett Favre and Jerry Rice with the copper band. They take that off, and it's actually a CBD oil commercial.
I just see people using the CBD oil for everything. They vape it. They drop it in their mouths. What the hell is it, Yax?
CBD is the acronym is short for cannabidiol, which is one of the let me see if I can say this one right. Phytocannabinoid.
Phyto-Beto.
You make fun of him?
Phyto-Beto.
No.
Except he actually pronounced it right, I think.
Phytocannabinoid. It was discovered in 1940 and is one of the 113 identified cannabinoids in the plant. So,
Okay.
most of this, and it has, I'm not going to say like, it said scientists and others have studied. The preliminary research on it has basically included studies of anxiety, cognition, movement disorders, pain, and they've seen that it has lessened some of those. Hence why has gotten released, because it has actually shown to have some good medicinal effects.
Okay. Pardon me for coughing. Like I said, it's pollen central around here.
You should put some CBD oil to that.
I'm hoping once I light this thing up, the CBD oil will reduce my allergenoids, allergenoids, and I'll be smooth sailing.
So do you think the Jas Sum Kral scientists are like the doctor scientists?
The laboratory scientists? Well, I guess we'll know soon enough.
They're top men?
I've actually read, I was reading today where supposedly smoking is a more effective delivery system than the drops, than ingestion. So
Imagine that.
and apparently 20% is a pretty high milligram dose for each cigar.
Yeah.
So we should not have any anxiety or joint pain 45 minutes from now.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Is that what you're saying, yeah?
Both my knees are just shot, my elbows, I've got a bad hip. This is going to be great.
Okay. Well, it is a short 4.5 inch. It is a short cigar, so I do have another Jas Sum Kral cigar to follow it up with. But we will address that when the time comes. Why don't you boys light up? Did you get anything on the cold draw, Tut?
Next time ask me that before I light up. Yeah, actually I got some lemon citrus.
Old lemon citrus.
Lemon citrus.
You got some too, huh?
I'm gonna say
There's a
there's
little weedy. Or is that just me?
That's just you. No, I just got. You know what? We're not gonna do this. This is weed. This is wrong. It's illegal.
Hey man, you got one of them Jas Sum Kral?
Be like
cooler if you did.
All right.
No, there's gonna be a ton of that. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I can't help it. All right, you guys light up. So we got 2 short cigars tonight. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Speaking of short, stubby things, real quick before we get started, what's y'all's hot take on baby penises?
Yeah, thank you for coming out. It's been a great show.
And we're done.
Since our last show, bear with me. I know you love when we do celebrity news. I see your face light up. You're very in tune with the culture of the youth. I came across this headline. I couldn't move past it. Ready?
I really wish you would.
From the Daily Mail website, the headline reads,
Oh God.
Pink, the singer Pink.
Yeah.
You guys familiar?
Yeah.
Slams fucking disgusting trolls after they comment on her choice to circumcise 2-year-old Jameson. First of all, she has a kid named Jameson. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I can live with that.
All right,
I'm on board for her.
follow this.
Okay.
I'm going somewhere with this baby penis stuff. She's not shy when it comes to calling out trolls on social media, and Pink was left doing just that on Sunday morning, slamming users who commented hate towards one of her photos with her children, Willow Sage, 7, and Jameson Moon, 2. Willow Sage is kind of stupid, but Jameson Moon's, that's a cool name. The 39-year-old songstress shared a photo with her 5.7 million Instagram followers in which her son's genitalia was detected by some eagle-eyed fans who opted to comment on her choice to circumcise her child. Before deleting the photo and reposting it, she did some black markings over his little wang. Pink commented, quote, "There's something seriously wrong with a lot of you out there, going off about my baby's penis, about circumcision. Are you for real? As any normal mother at the beach, I didn't even notice he took off his swim diaper," she began. "I deleted it because you're all fucking disgusting. And now I'm turning off my comments and shaking my head at the state of social media and keyboard warriors and the negativity you bring to other people's lives. There's something seriously wrong with a lot of you out there. SMFH." What does that mean, Yax?
Shaking my fucking head.
Shaking my fucking head, she said.
Okay. Yeah.
So here's a picture of the pelican we obviously caught and abused for hours before dangling baby penis in its face. Pink has since turned off her photo comments. The new photo she uploaded, like I said, she scribbled black marker over little Jameson's private area. And although the comments were turned off, these people then unfortunately didn't stop. They went to other posts of hers and began writing their piece, sharing their thoughts. Here's one. Pink posts a photo of son's mutilated penis on social media for the world to see, like an idiot. Also Pink, "You're all disgusting for shaming me for making a parenting choice to do a cosmetic surgery on my perfectly healthy son's genitals. Tip." It's her telling Pink. "Parenting choices should never make a child's genitals bleed. Healthy babies don't need surgery. Educate yourself, educate others. You made a mistake. Another tip, intactivists show up every time. So don't think you can normalize genital mutilation on the internet and get away with it. We show up," wrote one crazy bitch.
There's an
who
actual...
continued to slam the star for opting to circumcise her son. Hold on, Tut. However, it wasn't all negative, with many speaking out in support of the doting mother. "What other people choose to do with their child's penis doesn't concern you," one person commented. You can imagine I'm just giggling my ass off at all this. Well, an angry intactivist replied, "Listen to yourself. Good grief. It's not the family's penis. It's his penis." What a snippy back and forth there was there about...
You really love this stuff, don't you?
First off, were y'all aware of the presence of intactivists?
I never knew
I
that was a
didn't know it
thing.
existed.
I love the fact that they have a name for themselves.
You got to keep that penis intact, baby. Do you agree? Do you guys see any legitimacy behind this cause, or is it just another reason for fucking idiots to get up in the morning?
Just another group outraged about something.
Someone will be outraged about something.
You got to have a cause, man. And then they start having to shame Pink. It's all about shame. The culture of shame.
Tuesday Night Cigar Club is pro mutilating baby penises.
I'm pro. If that's what you're into, go do it.
It's your choice.
You agree, X?
It's your choice.
Parent choice.
Parent choice.
Oh, except immunize your fucking kid because I don't want your freaking disease.
My hot take on this, on baby penises, is this. These intactivists are the same brainless twats that don't vaccinate their kids, leaving their immune system so perfectly intact they can get chickenpox, measles, and whatever other 18th century plague that once was long gone, and now my fucking kids have to worry about it, thanks to some delusional mommy bloggers. It ain't his penis yet, folks. In fact, it's your family's penis all the way, and you can go right along snipping those little fuckers off all you want. I don't give a shit. Fuck you, intactivists. I got really worked up.
Yeah, you did.
I should say I was bedridden with the flu for about 3 days, and I may have like had some fever dreams about like
just large forceps. And
I just
scissors.
went back in time to my circumcision. It was just a crazy scene, man. But you know what? It's the same thing as you and I made the same correlation with the anti-vaxxer idiots. No, it's not your decision. You don't get to say what other people do, although society does get to say what you got to do when it has to do with killing everybody. This is just a baby penis. Who gives a shit? Can this intactivist name one kid who grew up and be like, how could you do this to me? How could you make me shower in front of other dudes and be comfortable because I look the same as them? I hate you. I hate my normal penis. Come on. Grow up. Get a life, you fucking losers.
Well, that's your problem because you think circumcision is normal. That's not how God created you. I'm just tired of everybody shaming everybody.
Guess what?
Guess what? I don't agree.
They do a lot of shit to us that God didn't take care of for one reason or another, and I think we're all pretty much better for it.
You do something I don't disagree or I don't agree with, I gotta shame you. I gotta call you out. I gotta get up in your. No, you don't.
Well,
just smoke your CBD cigar. And just
rewind a little bit.
Man.
The thing that she said, when the keyboard warriors. I think that's actually like the wrong term to use because that's warrior is a powerful term, and I don't. I was just like, I don't think calling anyone a keyboard warrior is, especially if if you're gonna sit around ranting and raving about what someone else is doing. As I said, like you said, shame. You've got too much time on your hands.
You got a lot.
But I will say, counter Pink. You live on social media. You're gonna die on social media.
Yeah. You live by the circumcision scissors, you die by the circumcision scissors.
I'm pretty sure that's what's it called? The Intactor motto?
Intactivist
motto? I love that name.
Jeez. Hey, cut me a break, huh?
Oh, man.
That was really why you were just waiting.
No, that was freestyle. I just came up with that myself.
Well.
I'm just smoking CBD over here.
I can't wait to get into this episode and peel it back.
You trouser snakes crack me up.
Well, let me just trim up this cigar a little bit more.
Look at Todd. He's going to freaking town on that. You're already an inch in. You're already a good, healthy baby penis into that cigar. What do you think? Are you picking up anything unusual?
Yeah, but I'm also I'm trying to give it some time because my allergies have been acting up this week. So I'm just.
It is rough here in Central Texas.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. My nose is all clogged up, so I don't know if that's kind of impacting on it. There's still that citrusy type twang to it.
There is a citrusy twang. It's almost like a lemon like a when you what's it called? I'm sorry.
Rind.
Like
zest.
A zest.
Zest. There you go.
Like a lemon zest kind of thing. It's got some really nice earthiness. I'm getting that Nicaraguan filler, but you know what I think that...
Oh, we could also be getting that citrus off of that.
Oh, that beer is...
Yeah.
You know what, the beer... Well, let's... Real quick with the cigar. You guys both got citrusy on the cold draw.
Yes.
And usually that doesn't stick around this far into the thing, but it does kind of have that lemon zest mixed with some Nicaraguan earth. I'm curious to see as it goes on that Indonesian binder. Usually those give me a a pretty unique spice profile, but I'm not getting any spice through the nose right now.
No, I'm getting something, and I almost say it's leather, but it's not.
No,
It's
it
in
is.
that. It's in the. Is it?
It's leather.
Is that what it is?
I'm getting leather through
Okay.
the nose.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, good call. I didn't know it till you said it. It's actually a very smooth smoking cigar.
It's very smooth smoking cigar.
Yeah.
There's no.
I mean, it's
problem
not a typical Connecticut. It's not a mild. I put this on the mild side of medium in strength, but you know,
I'll be done with this in like 5 minutes.
I'd say medium flavor. Well, that's why we're doing 2 short baby penis cigars tonight. I need wood. Of course, who's to know what the CBD brings to it from a flavor? Maybe it's nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe there's no flavor associated with it. We'd have to ask those 3 laboratory scientists.
I like the fact that it's a little bit rustic too. The
It is,
rustic
it is.
appearance.
It's kind of a
doesn't have that oily sheen, but it has that just nice little barnyard looking brown to it. The wrapper is kind of a muted, desaturated, like I'm not even sure what you want to call that. I want to guess that's hashtag 243666.
What are you talking about? The wrapper, the band,
the color of it? Yeah, the band.
Oh, the band. Yeah. The band's kind of a turquoise.
So it's kind of like a desaturated turquoise.
Yeah, I do like it. It's different. I haven't seen it on a lot of cigars. I'm with Yak Boy. He mentioned earlier on, like he's glad that Jas Sum Kral didn't go with like a weed leaf or something stupid like that. No, it's
the happy face.
It keeps up. It's a consistent band with their other bands. Are you feeling your anxiety lessen? Do you have any anxiety?
I always lessen my anxiety when I smoke cigars and drink beer. Go figure.
Is everything we're talking pretty much what you got in the early zones? Yeah.
I mean, just that
earthiness, leather on the nose,
Yeah.
little citrus.
and like I said, I'm interested in what too. Is that from the oil? Is it in the cigar? I mean, knowing how they put it in there, like that.
How the 3 laboratory scientists.
Is it just a drop? Is it soaked in it? What's going
20
on?
milligrams. How much is that?
It's not really that much.
Well, think about it, man. I give my kid 5 milligrams. That's an eyedropper.
Yeah.
So this is 4 of those in each cigar.
I don't know. I said.
Right. Well, we'll get back to it. We haven't introduced tonight's beer.
There's beer?
There's beer.
Oh.
Yeah. Get into this thing.
Oh, and it has something to do with weed, apparently.
It does indeed. The 420 Strain G13 IPA. Wow, that is just a heck of a title.
It's got a lot going on.
The 420 Strain G13 IPA. All that really reminded me of is like, Marvin the Martian, the Illudium Q32 explosive space modulator. Which is also a great name for a beer. Someone please make that.
I'm releasing a baby penis double IPA. If you guys want to get in on that with me.
Cody, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a nice.
Cody, moving on.
Yeah. This is from Sweetwater Brewing. They're out of Atlanta, Georgia.
We haven't done a lot of Georgia beers.
No, it's been around for a pretty good while. They started brewing in 1997. They have been and since gone on. This is sort of their niche to do, a lot of beers similar to this.
Weed-based beers, or
Everybody likes that weed, man.
do they do a lot of weed-based beers, or just IPAs?
IPAs.
Well, they have the Strain 329 beer. They have the Strain 328 beer.
Well,
Not to be confused with the Strain 326.
What is the story behind the G13 strain of?
The G13 is a government indica strain 13. It was a strain of marijuana that came out or was bred around in the 70s and 80s. After years of crossbreeding, however, the current G13s that are found in the dispensaries are unlikely to not be pure. And I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Indica.
Indica. Why was the government making weed? Experiments?
They're just tracking it, man. They're tracking it, trying to keep control
Like
of
the
what was out
Tuskegee
there.
experiments, where they like getting soldiers high and like seeing what it.
Probably.
I think it was probably just a thing that they used.
Interesting.
And I don't. It doesn't really say as to why they.
Okay. But it's a legendary strain of weed.
Yeah, actually, I think there's been a lab. There's like only 2 government labs, and where they do like experiments on and test with cannabis. Because I remember seeing it like on a television show. It's just like this huge warehouse full of pot plants, protected by the fucking army.
And just an endless stream of Domino's cars.
Yeah, the G13 strain has been shown that it would make users feel lazy and lethargic. Has this very strong.
I think I've had some of that.
Cerebral effects, often described as euphoric. Experiencers claim that this strain makes them more focused and creative before the.
I don't get couch potato and focused in the same
well,
sentence.
It basically says that they get focused and creative before
and then they go into couch lockdown.
Right.
Okay.
Couch lockdown.
But this is is this actually from hemp? Does this have
It's
some?
hemp type.
Right.
It's inspired.
really
It's
call it
inspired
hemp.
by hemp.
We are drinking hemp, right?
It basically says what they're saying is that this mimics the smell, I guess, of the
It's very
G13.
dank.
Right.
It's a skunky smelling beer, which they say. I mean, it was a dank beer before they infused the G13.
Yes.
Well, and they do also say that they added some of the dankest hops.
The dankest hops.
I like dank IPA. This is a dank son of a bitch. What is the IBUs on this thing?
It's actually very low. It's only 48.
Yeah.
And it's a 6% ABV. I mean, it's right in that range.
Middle of the road, but it's not very bitter.
No.
The hops aren't. You like it, Todd? I can see you actually liking this IPA.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Especially now that the weather kicked up
Oh, jeez.
a few degrees today. It's a nice little beer.
April in
capping off on
Texas,
this.
you can say
I just crack
farewell
up on
to pants for 7 months.
I'm like, man, if it's this hot in April, it's
It's
gonna
time
be
for
bad.
pants.
But at the same time, I'm reading this label and it's like hemp type flavors. I'm like, what? Hemp type flavors?
Couldn't
We
they
can't
actually-
really call it hemp.
couldn't
but
they actually use hemp in it though?
So long
It's
as
an
they
agricultural commodity.
didn't have any, the hemp didn't have any of the.
THC.
THC.
You got to be careful not to get that THC in there.
Yeah, it's so bad keeping something that makes you euphoric, creative, and then lazy, because that's horrible.
I wouldn't know. I've heard a lot of stories from people that dabbled in that stuff, but
No comment.
I have a feeling by the end of the show you'll have commented plenty.
No comment.
No time for the wacky tobacco.
No comment.
Is TNCC anti-wacky tobacco?
No
No.
comment.
We can't even be against
We-
it.
No comment.
We like normal tobacco, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say no comment on that, but welcome to episode 93.
39, man. I like the beer. It's different.
Yeah.
It's very viscous. It's got a real kind of basement dankness to it, but some little bit of citrus, which goes really well with the Nuggs, I think, and just enough bitterness to just to keep you out of that weird kind of light IPA Pilsner gray area. It's got enough hops to where I'm digging it. I like it.
Well,
And those hemptastic like flavors.
fantastic like flavors. I'm
We are ingesting so much hemp tonight between the cigar and this. Like, I'm gonna shit out a wicker dresser in the morning. My God, I've never seen you smoke a cigar so fast. Slow down, man.
And
You
he's
don't know
done.
what the CBD oil is doing to you.
Oh yeah, my back feels great. I'm about to start curtsying all over the place because my knees feel so good.
It's like he has no anxiety whatsoever.
You'll be catching some pepper around that midpoint
He caught it for
On-
half a
on-
second after
on
when he
the-
burned through it.
on the retro hell.
I'm
on the nose.
I'm actually getting a little bit of mineral on the palate now.
I'm having a hard time kind of picking up the palate notes. I'm more easily able to distinguish the retro hell tonight than I am on the palate.
Which is
On the
weird with
line.
allergies. You think your nose would
I know.
be useless.
I know.
Okay. Anything new from you guys?
About the same.
I wasn't expecting that mineral earthiness, that Nicaraguan mineral earth. That kind of came out of nowhere. And if if like Tut says, we start to get some pepper on the nose with that leather, that'd be nice.
That's got some interesting flavors to it.
Construction is spot on for me so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Do you think they put that Strain 13 in the... Oh, wait, no. If we're doing this, I got to go old school. Hey, man, you think they put that Strain 13 in the cigar, man?
Hey, it's funny you do that, or you use that voice. Originally, I was going to do tonight's movie. As you folks tuning in, we pair a feature film with a premium cigar and a craft beer.
Yeah.
Tonight, I was going to pair it with a movie called Evil Bong, which was a Richard Band cheesy horror film from, I think, about early 2000s, but it had Tommy Chong in it.
Hell, all right, man. That'd be
It
great.
was this bong that had a little face on it, and it would kill people, and it was so up our alley. But Tut's been giving me so much praise lately about me doing more current stuff.
Yeah, man, it's been really good. You've been getting out there, and you've been getting into the modern stuff, man. It's just been really good. It's been showing our relevancy, man. It's been really It's been really awesome.
Sounds a lot like young Paul from the pub.
It does. It really does.
So I remembered that I'm Facebook friends with a filmmaker who had just released his film 420 Massacre, and it just hit VOD like last week or something like that, this month.
Oh, you're friends, so I can't crap all over.
No. I actually do not know the guy. It's when I first joined Facebook, it was to help promote the release of a film I directed, and I just kind of became Facebook friends with a bunch of filmmakers, a bunch of producers, a bunch of things. So when I say Facebook friend, I mean that Facebook friend. I actually do not know Dylan Reynolds, the director of this film. But I just remembered, like, oh, hey, I've seen this on my Facebook feed. There's a new weed movie out. Tut likes to do new stuff.
Yeah.
So I picked this one for you.
Oh, thank you, man. That was so good.
I don't know, man. Evil Bong? Come on.
Yeah, it looked really good.
pretty
It had a
good.
really good
It
trailer.
sounds pretty good.
Uh,
Plus, I'm a sucker for Tommy
well,
Chong.
I think
Everything
Rich
he's
Day's
in
coming
there.
out with a Maduro Nug, so maybe we'll do that next year, and we'll do Evil Bong.
Yeah,
I just can't
man.
win with you guys, man.
It's all right, man. Hey, you win every time with us, man.
I think Tut's baked. So tonight's film is, in fact, 420 Massacre, 2018. Written and directed by Dylan Reynolds. His last feature film, 2012's Nipples and Palm Trees, is currently available on Amazon Prime, but I didn't have time to check it out, unfortunately.
Could we just like stop and then watch that one? I mean,
There's a good chance we're going to get to Nipples and Palm Trees at some point.
I'm a fan of palm trees.
Well, Yax, you'll appreciate this even more. As our boom operator on the road as we travel with Drew Estate, you're the boom mic operator for us. Dylan Reynolds was boom operator on 2009's film Eating Out 2 Sloppy Seconds. Also available on Amazon Prime. And I'm not going to comment on if I found the time to watch it once or not.
Well,
Or twice.
I could just see my wife scanning. I could just see my wife scanning through that, and then that pops up. I'm like, damn you, TNCC.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she'd hate to see you watch a movie called Eating Out 2.
Sloppy seconds.
Like I say, I watched it twice. I still don't think I need to go back and see the first one. What would that be called? Clean firsts. Anyway,
Eating out.
that is,
Dibs.
it's actually about a from what I gathered, about a gay guy who's trying to nail some other gay guy, and I watched the first 5 minutes, and there was like a lot of gay stuff. And Eating Out 2 Sloppy Seconds on Amazon Prime. But that's not the movie we're doing. We're doing 420 Massacre.
420 Massacre.
Not that hey, obviously we don't have any problems with gay stuff.
Not
Tonight's
that
movie.
there's anything wrong with that.
Tonight's
it's
movie
all
is
about gay.
very gay, and we love it.
Yes, we do.
We love the gay stuff. We do.
That's true.
We're friends of the gay community.
That is right.
Tut and I really first kind of met at
Actually, we did
at a
meet.
lesbian
no,
wedding.
that wasn't kind of. That's where we met.
We met at a lesbian wedding. He was videographing the wedding. I was friends, and we were both friends with the two women getting married. You knew the boys from the pub, and you came up to me and was like, "Hey, I heard you like to film stupid stuff," and here we are.
Now I'm
episode 39.
Tracking the trajectory of my life as it just plummeted.
That lesbian wedding was the worst fucking move you ever made.
It totally is.
And I actually miss those lesbians. I wish they still talked to us. But that's not our fault.
Well, it's probably because, we kept coming out being the great champions of the community that we are, and they probably just got tired of us.
Yeah, we're heroes.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, we're heroes in the gay community. We should be. We support. TNCC has always been pro-gay marriage, pro-gay rights.
I think I'm a gay activist.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way. If I'm ever in a social situation and the subject comes up, I go down the table. I'm like those intactivists with those baby penises, but I'm like hardcore for
gonna work that
for
one
gay.
back in there.
I'm hardcore for gay stuff. In a good way. In a good way.
Yeah, you are.
Should we talk about the movie?
Yes.
You get anything off the cigar or same thing?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Actually, the pepper kind of subsided. It was just like a little blast there. So it wasn't like a new flavor. Let's.
I'm still getting the mineral and the earth on the draw with the leather on the nose. I have not gotten your pepper on the nose, but I'm still getting just that.
It's it's a really strong leather for myself. Like I'm over here trying to taste pepper, and I'm not getting. I'm not getting anything.
I'm not getting
but
pepper
leather,
either.
yes.
But and I'm not sure if that citrus that we got on the cold drawn early on. I think you're right. That might have been the dank.
I think it's the dankness.
The dank citrusness of the IPA coming through. All right, we'll come back to it. 420 Massacre. We start things off in a vast national forest as two knuckleheads named Buddy and Doug follow a crumpled up treasure map in search of a giant marijuana patch. They reason that stealing from criminals ain't that bad, and besides, it's on federal land, so technically, as U.S. citizens, they have a right to whatever grows on it.
I love that line. It was like, we're stealing from criminals. Doesn't that make us criminals? No. That makes us opportunists.
When they find the weed, Doug decides to spark some up, sample the merchandise. Right, but here's the thing that I thought was funny. They hike all the way in there to find this weed. And when they're like, all right, start packing it up, I was expecting like in Heat, where they pulled out all those duffel bags. He just pulled out a little wiener duffel bag out of another, or a wiener backpack out of another backpack. It was like two little kids' school backpacks. I was like, oh, here he goes, Heat stop. Nope. Just two little kid backpacks full.
So let me get these granola bars out of the way, and I'll just fill the sucker up.
So as Doug sparks up the ganja, as the kids call it, a dark figure in heavy camouflage emerges from the forest and slits his throat, sending Buddy running for his life, and it throws us right into a very brief opening credits montage of the forest. Some drone footage and some stuff.
It all looks good.
I will say this right away. I thought the whole movie looked fine. A little oversaturated in some points. The sepia of the forest.
Right. There was a color treatment that they did that made it very warm.
Sometimes I noticed, sometimes I didn't.
I noticed it throughout the entire thing. It was just a very warm treatment. And I'm almost wondering if it was because they're shooting in some extremely challenging conditions. They're outside in bright sunshine. They're also running through forest, which has got a heavy shadows.
Sure.
So, that's going to play wild with your f-stops. So I wonder if the color treatment was a little bit of a way to kind of help that.
Possibly, but they were. I did like they were consistent with it. I mean, the film
it was
had
that way all the way through. It was definitely a style choice.
Which a lot of these low-budget movies don't have that consistency in their presentation. I did like that they were solid with it.
Technically it's a good movie. I mean, it's solid and strong.
After the opening credits, we see an SUV park in the thick of the woods, and 5 young women emerge. Right off the bat, they seem very comfortable around each other. We don't yet know how old of friends they actually are. They remove all their camping gear from the SUV, and one very baked chick who's been smoking pot the whole way up there in the back, they have to peel her out of the trunk too. And then they begin the 3 to 4 mile hike to their campsite. The chick does say, who is smoking weed, that she doesn't always smoke this much, but it is the 420 holiday after all.
Oh, yeah. Set it up.
420, for you folks at home. I honestly did not know the history of 420.
Everybody loves that weed, man.
420 is the day of the year where everyone gets high. It can all be traced back to a group of 5 California teens who used to hang out by a wall outside their San Rafael school, a meeting spot that inspired their nickname, the Waldos.
That's right.
In the fall of 1971, the Waldos learned of a Coast Guard member who had planted a cannabis plant and could no longer tend to the crop. Provided with a treasure map, some say by the plant's owner himself, supposedly leading to the abandoned product, the group would meet at the Louis Pasteur statue outside their high school at least once a week to conduct a search. Their meeting time?
4:20, man.
4:20 p.m. They were
Everybody
athletes.
loves that weed.
So after football practice, they'd meet at 4:20.
So some people went on a quest to find a substance that would alleviate their suffering.
It was the Holy Grail, man.
If you remember back, I believe it was in our first 10 shows, Yak Boy and I recounted a thing where we had heard of mythology of these buried beers
Oh my God, I forgot about
out
that.
at the lake. And
I totally forgot about that.
we would go out every day after school with the Raiders of the Lost Ark staff and just dig for these beers.
Oh, we found those beers.
Oh, we found the beers. Best beer I ever had. But the Waldos would pile into a car, smoke some pot, and scour the nearby Point Reyes forest for the elusive free herb. So there you have a quick history lesson, courtesy of the History Channel. That's where I found that info. That's what 420 is.
All right. Everybody loves that weed, man.
Do they, Tut? Do they?
Yes. No comment.
So now he's pro-weed.
No comment.
Okay. Halfway through their forest trek, the girls encounter Ranger Rick, a grizzly old park ranger who seems likable enough. He even confiscates one of their beers and chugs a bunch of it and burps, but not in an overly obnoxious way. I thought he was kind of just harmless.
Well, if you're gonna pound down an Oscar's Blues Pinner beer, it's gonna give you a little gas on that, man.
He did a little burp. I like the guy, but these hardcore lesbians don't like the idea of any old white guy telling them to be careful and obey the park signs. Now, they give him a hard time. They're busting his balls.
Be careful. A lot of wild animals out here. Stay near the. Make sure you know where you are at all times. If you.
Yeah, thanks, old man.
Screw you, old man. We don't need your oppression around here.
They come across as very militant early on, but that thankfully dies down.
I didn't really see it quite. That I just thought that they're like, who's this old geezer just giving us a hard time? You know.
I don't know. The park ranger.
Guy whose job it is to inform you of things and
contrary to what they said in the movie, it's like a park ranger can't do anything on federal land. They can arrest your ass and everything.
And
Yes.
I think I mentioned it early on, but these are seemingly all lesbians at this point. Ranger Rick also tells them to avoid snooping around the hills because they have a real problem with guerrilla farmers out here due to all the nooks and crannies that can grow their weed in these pristine conditions. The girls don't see what harm a bunch of old pot-growing hippies could cause them, but Rick warns them, it ain't hippies out here, girls. It's a bunch of cold-blooded gangsters running a business, and they'll protect their investment at all costs, including violence. He gives them a crumpled-up map to their destination, Higgins Trail, takes one last swig of ice-cold goodness from his beer, and drives off. You know what else is pure goodness, any way you look at it, fellas?
What is?
That's right, Dad. Some coffee-infused tobacco cigars from our friends at Drew Estate.
All right.
Tobacco Special cigars are made by the almighty Drew Estate, the same folks who brought you Liga Privada, Undercrown, Nica Rustica, and more. Your choice of either extra dark Connecticut broadleaf or natural Connecticut shade wrappers envelope a Sumatra binder and a Nicaraguan, Derek corrected me on this, Criollo. Filler leaves. Who fucking knows? Before aging, the cigars are slowly
Criollo.
infused with Nicaraguan, I think I said that right, estate-grown coffee. The smoke is medium to full-bodied, depending on the wrapper. It's rich tobacco flavors commingling with the unmistakable aroma of coffee and some sweetness. I'm a fan, and I'm convinced that you will be too. Seek them out.
Yeah, it's a good cigar. Try it out.
It is not infused with weed, as far as we know.
No.
Speaking of cigars, you're in the final third already.
It's pretty much the same profile going on. There's not a lot. It didn't really change up.
I never
for me
got
that
your
much.
pepper. It's just strictly leather through the nose, earth and mineral on the draw.
I I'm getting some earth. I'm not getting earth on the palate as I draw it, but I'm getting like the aftertaste earth left over.
It's like a metallic mineral.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly getting it in my palate and on the retrohale. After the palate, I can get a little trace of it on the thing. I love that mineral note, that metallic mineral note. I get it a lot with some Hoyt Nicaragua, the Entano 1970s. They have that real metallic kind of aftertaste. I love it. And this cigar does have it. Anxiety-wise, you guys, you feeling centered? You feeling loose? You feeling...
Nope. Not at all.
No, my shoulders still have a lot of tension in them.
Been sitting here at a table with me for 2 hours drinking beers and smoking cigars, and you're still tense. I think that says something about me.
Pins and needles, man. Pins and needles.
I've been running you guys too hard, haven't I? I'm sorry.
Hey, man, it's
Look,
just
man,
all good.
I love you guys.
It's all good.
I fucking love you guys.
We're just here creating art, man. That's what we're doing.
And the beer still tasty?
Yeah. I mean, it's an IPA.
It's not really. It doesn't remind me of an IPA. It almost reminds me of like a double or a triple.
No, not citrusy enough. Not that fruity.
I'm getting quite a bit.
There's
of,
not enough coriander.
I'm getting a little bit of grapefruit.
No, the citrus, yes, but I mean,
But that's classic to IPA.
But I'm not getting the bitterness to say this is a classic IPA.
Well, that's my problem. Is it's very citrusy, but I'm not just that lack of the hop bite is.
Yeah,
Well, that's because they're dank hops.
they are dank hops.
I'm not a fan of.
Hey,
dank
band
hops.
name?
The dank hops.
The dank hops.
Fuck yeah.
Copyright 2019 Tuesday Night Cigar Club. Well, soon the girls are nice and lost. Begrudgingly, they consult Ranger Rick's map that he gave them. Imagine that. 5 chicks with no navigational sense. Breaking news. That's going to get me in trouble.
Yes.
There's going to be some lesbians waiting outside to kick my ass, aren't they? But just as they pull the map out, Buddy from the opening scene, remember him? He bursts through the trees begging for help. Whoa. What's your problem, Buddy? How do you know my name?
Buddy's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Oh, he's all frazzled. He tells Jess that a demon or monster killed his buddy Doug, and now it's coming for him because of the weed, man. I was really afraid they were going to go campy right here, but they don't. The stoner chick, Donna's ears perk up at this, and when Buddy tries to hand off his backpack full of stolen grass to the girls, she's all about it. Yeah, bring it here, buddy. Buddy shoves the backpack into Jess's hand and runs off, telling them they're now next in line to be slaughtered because they got the weed. Jess, the logical one, says, Jess, you know what? Maybe we should go find that ranger guy we were just talking to. This guy did say that there's a dead guy named Doug right up there. But the other girls, TNCC style, they don't really see the point of some weirdo spoiling their entire camping trip, so they forge ahead. Seems legit. I know he said somebody was dead. I know he just handed you like 10 grand worth of weed. It'd be fine.
You got a cooler full of alcohol. You got some hot dogs ready to grill.
It's a big ass cooler they're hauling for 3 miles too. They're dragging this fucking cooler.
I'm more surprised that they didn't figure out that they do make coolers with wheels,
or that they could drive up there.
Well, yeah, and they are actually walking on a road. At one point, one of them was like, I thought you said we couldn't drive up here. What do you mean?
As Ranger Rick's driving up.
We're on a road? Rangers are on a road? Oh, yeah. I guess we could have cut this in half.
Unlike TNCC, we would have driven right up to our campsite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we ain't walking nowhere.
There's no walking.
Oh, you got to hike. That's
Hold
crazy.
on, I'm going to need a CBD cigar.
That's crazy talk.
And passing along the cursed marijuana does nothing to help poor old Buddy, as he's quickly pounced on by the camouflage demon monster, weed gangster, whatever he is, as a sharp Rambo knife slits open his belly, and despite his attempts to shove all his intestines back inside his body...
Oh, it's a complete disembowel scene.
Dude, they're just tumbling out of him, and he's trying to shove them back in.
For like a minute, it goes on for like a minute, 2 minutes.
Well, it's a lot of intestines.
Yeah.
But he is, of course, dead.
Yeah.
You can't shove those back in.
Did y'all like the kill scene?
But that was okay.
No.
It's practical.
Yeah, this is very practical.
You know, they went to the butcher shop. They got
Yeah.
some
Got a whole bunch of
They got
sausages.
some intestines, and it was fine.
Okay.
There are some kills later that I will highlight as I really like that. This one was good. It was
Okay.
fun.
How are we feeling about the ensemble? The chicks.
I will get to that in just
All
1
right,
minute.
all right.
The girls keep hiking towards Higgins Trail until they're suddenly stopped cold in their tracks by shotgun blasts. What next, huh? A hunter emerges from the woods asking if they saw any jackrabbits jumping past them. When they criticize him and his 12-gauge piece of masculinity compensation, he accuses them of being big city libtards, his words, not mine, and explains, I'm just exercising my right to bear arms, ladies, and if you're smart, you do the same, because not the police, not your daddy, no one's going to protect you out here. Donna diffuses the tense situation by offering the hunter some weed from the backpack. She explains to him he had a cigar in his pocket, how to cut open the cigar and smoke that blunt like a G.
Like a wood?
Like a what? Never mind. Just puff, puff, no more bang, bang. He's actually very thankful and obliged for the hookup, and he walks off. Now that, Donna says, is how you resolve conflict. Some of the girls think a high-off-his-ass hillbilly with a shotgun running around is now even more dangerous to them, but Donna promises that's not how weed works. He's going to get high and not want to do shit. I have heard it has that effect on some people.
According to Strain 13 does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, according to you, you do want to do a lot of shit, and then you settle down into like, I ain't doing shit.
Gonna solve the world's problems tomorrow.
First of all, I do kind of like this scene as a little commentary, mainly because it's one of the things that draws me to the cigar world. You can have all these different types of personalities in a cigar lounge, but once you start enjoying cigars and talking cigars, all that stuff, it just becomes differences. It's not something to shame people over or
So you're
yell
saying
at
weed
people
culture is
over.
kind of like cigar culture.
It
All of a sudden
kinda
the guy's
is,
like,
man.
oh, thanks for telling me how to smoke this weed.
Man, whether you're a jock or a nerd or whatever, once you get into the dope territory, you know, people just talk about it.
I wouldn't know.
No comment.
I believe Louisiana is the Pelican State.
No comment.
As the girls resume hiking, they're accompanied again by some music box, kind of lullaby type medleys with a whispery female voice doing vocals. It's a unique, highly feminine soundtrack choice that I think really works well as we follow the girls along on the thing.
It's a very modern soundtrack. The entire time it's very modern.
They do play some kind of rock anthem songs about weed at certain points, but the lullaby female stuff, when we're just kind of carpet laying,
Yeah.
carpet munching. The soundtrack's like carpet under you don't notice it, is what I'm getting at.
Go ahead and
Yeah. No, it's and what I do appreciate is that you know, as big a fan as I am with new retro wave, and as much as we've seen that in the last couple of years,
They don't do synth here.
they don't really do a retro wave soundtrack. It's
No,
not,
they don't.
It's not an 80 retrofit. It's original stuff.
It's
and
a couple.
modern
It's a
stuff.
couple
It's
modern
like it.
kind of alternative rock type songs and certain party moments, and then it's the lullaby female stuff on there, and then it's like some tribal
It works.
stuff with the killer, like some tribal drums and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all over the place, but it works.
By the way, the killer's dressed in a ghillie suit.
Ghillie suit,
Gilly
ghillie suit,
suit.
Named after the Scottish...
Mickey Ghillie.
No.
Yes,
Oh.
that's correct.
That's what he wore every night on stage. That's right.
Nobody could see him.
Nobody can see it. It's like a
And
camouflage.
it's a horrible ghillie suit at that.
It's what you think. It's what you see the snipers wear.
Because a ghillie suit is actually not supposed to be just straight black. It's actually supposed to be brown. And or
When I
whatever
first
it is
saw
that
it, I didn't know if
Whatever
they
it
were.
is that the landscape is that you're in.
Correct.
When I first saw him in his first kill, I didn't know what he was supposed to be because it clearly was like a canvas mask. Okay, so it's a person.
Yeah.
But
Which might make
he
sense
also had
because he's
he also had long like claw
bear claws.
bear
What's up
claw
with
like gloves on.
that? Yeah.
And so I clearly knew it wasn't a Bigfoot because it was a canvas. But I didn't know what the hell this thing was.
He's-
It's a ghillie suit.
Ghillie suit. It's like your snipers wear.
Okay.
It was first donned by the Scottish huntsman back in the 17th or 16th century. I think it was the 17th century. And
I guess that's just like your opinion, man. Okay.
And then in World War I, when they wore their garb and started the first sniper corps in the modern warfare, other people took notice of them and then decided to incorporate that as the sniper uniform.
Oh, they decided that, hey, it's a good idea to have snipers not be seen?
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's really cool.
If you're going to be up in the mountains killing people, you probably don't want to be seen, man.
No, not at all.
All right, interesting. Well, thanks for the... So you guys knew immediately it was a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that threw me off was those bear claws hands.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird, but he's a little
Trying
bit
to look
weird.
like a monster.
But I
By the
did-
way,
whatever,
maybe
but
that dark.
I was like-
maybe that black dark green is because that's the color of the cannabis plants, man. You got green there.
Well, I was like, if it was going to be killing people at like night, he would have been perfect. But even so,
I do like that this movie takes place all during the day. We don't have any bullshit night wood stuff.
Right.
I do like the constant daylight. I thumbs up on that.
Yeah.
So they finally reach Higgins Trail, which is, well, it's just a bunch of trees and brush like everywhere else they've been walking around. There's nothing unique about it at all.
No.
I'm not sure why the place is so special.
That's where they came
went
as
there
their
as
kids.
They went
man.
there as kids.
It's sentimental value.
And they immediately recognize it, even though it looks like
Everything else.
There's no landmarks. There's no nothing. Michelle is especially happy to be finally setting up camp, as she's been walking this whole time in these clunky heels, these little stripper heels. She's hot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No comment on that. No comment on that. She's really hot. But ouch. Who goes camping in those?
heels?
Rachel, who brought Michelle up here as her latest lesbian conquest, is super happy that they're finally here to be pitching tents as well. These will be the only tents pitched on this trip, right? And pitch tents they do, as we're treated to a quick music montage of the girlfriends setting up camp, drinking some cold brewskis. Rachel, seemingly the most stringent lesbian out here, she's the one who gave both Ranger Rick and the Hunter the hardest time. She's on weenie grilling duties. I'm sure that was intentional.
I didn't even get that.
Yeah, the most hardcore lesbians in charge of burning the hot dogs. Yeah. Yeah, get them nice and crispy. Look at them shrivel up. Pathetic.
Hey, man, I'm sure that's not what they meant.
Oh, I think it was good screenwriting. There's a reason why Rachel was on weenie duty.
well, it's either that or you're gonna come. They're gonna come all this way out into the woods. We've trekked for miles. What do we got for dinner? Tacos.
Fish tacos. God, it just...
How did you get the shells out here? They're so crispy still.
You got the slides, so much stuff. She just brought hot dogs. Get the fuck out of here.
Donna over here wanted hot dogs. You know what those are made of?
Oh, she actually does say that.
They did.
They actually used the Great Outdoors line. There you
know.
go. Start growing up those lips and assholes. Lips and assholes. Well, Rachel tries to build...
Oh, wait. I need to stop right there. This one thing that I think that they do excellent in this movie, when they drop an 80s reference, it's not just like, it doesn't come from out of nowhere like somebody, like you did, I didn't see the screenwriter dropping this reference in. Because like when they dropped a reference, they would be like, "Oh, you got it!" Like it was like they understood that.
And I'm going to get to that point very quickly, Todd, I promise. I agree with you 100%. Well, Rachel tries to build Aubrey up to tell Jess how she truly feels about her. Aubrey brought Jess up here to confess her love.
Doer.
We learn that Jess doesn't smoke weed, despite it's her birthday, 420. She says it makes her paranoid and she's not fun to be around. But the whole reason they're up here is Jess's birthday, but she's not going to smoke.
That's all right. Do your thing.
We also learn now that, from Donna, the weed historian, that Hitler was born on 420. On 420, 1961, the Bay of Pigs fiasco went down, which I did some fact-checking. That was actually 417.
I was about to say, I thought about fact checking all this
Oh,
stuff
I did.
that they said, and I didn't.
This is why I get paid the big bucks. She says on 420, 1993, the Waco siege took place. I was literally down the street. That was 419. On 420, 1995, the Oklahoma City bombing rocked the world. That was actually 419 as well. And on 420, 1999, the Columbine High School massacre occurred. That one actually checked out. It was 420.
Okay.
But regardless of historical accuracy, Donna says it's their collective duty to smoke up and bring something positive to such a genocide-y day. I like that line.
I do too. I like it.
It's imperative that everybody just chills the fuck out. Tut, I like all these actresses so far. There's not one who sticks out as unnatural or uncomfortable on camera. I thought they gelled together as a group and as individuals. I thought, man, campy, weed-based horror movie. I was expecting camp. The screenplay is playing it straight. The actresses are actually actresses. At this point, I'm like, holy shit! Like, I'm in
It's a real movie, Jack.
It's a real movie, Jack. I'm in this. At this point, I'm like pleasantly surprised.
I am too. I really am. I thought the ladies did an outstanding job.
They did,
and you're spot on. You're talking about a movie called 420 Massacre that has a big weed on it, and you're thinking that this is going to go big stoner.
Camp City.
Even the stoner is not camp.
She's not, oh man, I'm so big.
Hey man.
They act like they've smoked weed before.
Right.
And it's not like DOG spells CAT. It's none of that.
No comment.
It's a pretty mature screenplay from that standpoint, as far as...
It really is. It really is.
And it actually gets more mature, in my opinion, as the screenplay goes on. Like,
I'm just going to say, I'm so impressed with this movie. I actually am.
I thought you might be. Rachel and Aubrey return to the group with a plate full of wieners. Irony! And a bottle of champagne to kick this motherfucking party off.
Message.
Well, the ladies are toasting Jess's birthday and gobbling down their wieners. A first, probably, for some of them. The hunter returns to his campsite and cuts his cigar open just like Donna taught him to smoke that chronic like a true G. Chronic is slang for weed, for those of you who don't know.
I was a young man when Dr. Dre's Chronic album dropped. I know what the chronic means.
But just as he blazes the spliff... Huh? Spliff? The camouflaged monster, demon, gangster, weed gangster pops up, grabs the joint from him, takes a drag, and then shoves the red-hot blunt right into the hunter's eyeballs. It's one of our few CGI kills.
Yeah.
Clearly it's... what are you going to do? But yeah, a blunt is the technical term for a hollowed-out cigar filled with weed. Wikipedia told me that. I had never heard of it before.
No comment.
Back at Higgins Creek, it doesn't matter. I think it's Higgins Trail.
Higgins Trail.
The ladies are getting buzzed and having a good old time. I haven't hung out enough with 20-something women in a long while to know if their conversation and mannerisms are authentic, but they sure felt like it. So kudos to the actresses and the director for playing it believable. Like, I really felt like... I never felt like... One, a dude wrote this.
Right.
I never felt like these women were saying something written by a dude. And at no point was I like, this doesn't seem like a real conversation that girls would be having. Even like Tut said, when they drop a movie reference or something, sometimes they'd let it go. Sometimes they'd be like, oh, like that's that.
Yeah. But
they just seem so natural together. And the talent of these 5 girls is just... at a level of where I was in it. Yeah. I never questioned them or who they were or what they were doing there at all, which is weird for a low-budget, weed-based horror movie. I mean, I think we're all a little bit... Yeah,
the talent-wise, the talent was definitely there. And the charisma, too, because I liked everybody. I was like, man...
Yeah, I didn't dislike... Even when Rachel was giving Rick, and they were kind of goofing on Rick, there's Ranger Rick, that's kind of funny... I never disliked any of the girls, and yeah, passes the you got to care to scare test. Yeah. It's revealed that Jess, the birthday girl, is a PhD student who teaches martial arts in her spare time. So Rachel, the big lesbian there, not big,
the tough chick,
the tough one. She challenges her to show off some moves. Jess quickly drops her like a sack of lesbian potatoes, and all the girls are very impressed by her moves. You guys ever ate lesbian potatoes?
No.
Me neither.
No comment.
But I don't even know if that's a thing.
No, I don't.
Travis Tritt Tour. You had some lesbian potatoes on the Travis Tritt Tour.
No comment.
John Michael Montgomery wouldn't get on stage without a big heaping bowl of lesbian potatoes.
I'm sorry, that's Brad Paisley.
Oh, Brad.
I mean, no
Insider
comment.
knowledge.
No comment.
He's a cigar smoker.
Yeah, yes. I think it'd be
Pairs
pretty
it
cool.
with chocolate milk, according to the cigar aficionado. Gross. It's weak sauce.
Well, to each his own.
That's weak sauce.
I'm not shaming him. Good job.
But still gross.
It's gross.
We then cut to Ranger Rick, who's driving around the bumpy forest trails in his pickup, trying to pour his flask of whiskey into his empty beer can.
Why wouldn't he just drink it from the flask?
I wanted to say TNCC style. That'd be something we would do. But
That's what I'm like.
Even we wouldn't do that.
No.
What is he afraid of? I don't want to be people see me drink from a flask, so I'll put it into a beer can. I was like,
I think even
you're in the middle of nowhere.
Even us numbnuts would realize there's no one else out here. In fact, we're the only law enforcement out here. So why not just drink from the flask itself, right? I mean, pouring it into a Coke can might make sense.
Unless, of course, he's like,
Yes.
you know what would make this beer taste better? Whiskey. Whiskey beer.
Maybe into a Coke can. But
Oscar Blues, if you're listening, that is inaccurate. I love your beers.
pouring contraband whiskey into a contraband beer can, that's just Bush League, right?
By the way, if you get a job as a park ranger, can you drink whiskey and beer?
Go on.
You're a park ranger.
Because I think I might have missed my calling. I like the outdoors.
All by yourself, just driving around drinking all day?
Oh, but there's mosquitoes outside.
Okay, you're going to deal with mosquitoes. Probably some spiders.
I'm out.
Yeah, you'd be horrible for them.
Yeah, once you get spiders in there, fuck that.
But we all agree Ranger Rick is Bush League for his drinking fiasco. By the way, the Bush League is also the name of Rachel and Aubrey's bowling team back home.
That joke was Bush League.
The Bush League.
Actually, it would be pretty funny.
I'm gonna write that down.
Don't you write that down. Write that down. I think I'm already in trouble with the baby penis and some of the more weird lesbian jokes I made earlier. I just can't get through one show without being in trouble with somebody. The intactivists are going to come after me. The anti-vaxxer mommies are going to come after me.
The vaccinist.
The vaccinists. I got a
Anti-vaccinist.
You know, the really only
I got a
problem
big
with
target
it
on my head.
is they had to somehow figure out how to intact an activist. You had to be an activist. I hate that word. Anytime I don't care what you're
Guess what?
advocating for, we're activists. You're out.
Guess what?
Get the fuck away
You
from
take away Instagram and Facebook, you're no longer an activist because that's all you do is post shit on social media.
And I'm fine with that.
Maybe if you're outside a hospital with a fucking intactivist sign, then you're active. Then you're protesting. Then you're an activist.
That's out in the sun though.
Taking cheap shots at some 39-year-old pop star for chopping off her kid's wang. That's not activists. That's just being a fucking bitch. Sorry.
Hey man, in this culture of shame, we shouldn't just be shaming everybody.
How about you just leave everybody alone?
Yeah, man.
People do whatever they want with their kids' dicks and vaccinate your kid. You can't do whatever you want with your kids' vaccines. Do that shit. Hey man, Black Plague was bound to come back sometime. No, it really wasn't. We solved that shit, you idiots. Yeah, but I saw a YouTube video, man, where no.
Hey man, Jenny McCarthy, you know, she's very intelligent woman. She told me some stuff, man.
Jeez. I'm about to say something I'm not going to say it.
Anyway, about this movie.
I learned my lesson. I'm not going to say.
No, man, you don't need to shame anybody. You just need to talk about this.
You know what we need to
movie.
know
You're basing your
we
fucking
need to
kids'
know
healthcare
about-
on Jenny McCarthy.
We need to know about.
MTV, Playboy. What's your claim to fame? My tits. All right, tell me what I should do with my baby. Give me a break. Anyway, suddenly Ranger Rick sees the camouflage killer run across the road.
Hey, by the way, now's a good time because I'm almost done with this.
Oh, I will get back to Ranger Rick then.
Yeah.
You're at the nub.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
It's an interesting cigar. It is a little bit different. It's not. I would say that it's out of traditional cigar profile, but with traditional notes.
Oh yeah,
Because there's something about it different. I don't know whether that's the dankness of the IPA that's kind of tweaking me a little bit, but there's something that's a little bit unique with this cigar.
I'll be honest. For me, it's that Nicaraguan mineral component, which I don't normally get from Connecticut cigars.
Right.
The jalapa and the Esteli Nicaraguan tobacco in there. Certainly that's where that's coming from, but you don't usually get that. I don't get any of my typical Indonesian spice from the binder. The leather has been consistent.
It has.
Never got your pepper on the nose. Did you ever get the pepper?
Like I said, that pepper was
I'm
like
getting
a one.
little bit now, but I'm like right down to the last.
Yeah, to me it was like a one note. I mean, it was like I guess just a little bit of leaf that just like, bam, here's your pepper, and then it went away.
It's very faint.
Okay. So a little bit different. Very short, fairly quick cigar. Different profile from a lot of Connecticut's that we've had. Construction was spot on. Did have good construction. Price point, Yak Boy. 20 milligrams of laboratory infused by 3 laboratory scientists, CBD oil.
Top scientists?
Well, I didn't say that.
No.
They could just be run-of-the-mill scientists.
Yeah.
But they are laboratory scientists.
Is it CBD, actually CBD, or CBD type?
No, it is actual CBD.
Okay.
And I don't have it in my notes, but I'm pretty sure those laboratory scientists wear white lab coats. So factor that into the cost.
They're not real scientists unless you have the white lab coat.
I'm pretty sure they have.
Does at least one of them have a stethoscope?
No, but goggles.
I'm just kind of.
They're wearing goggles.
Am I the only one giggling, picturing Riste with the white lab coat?
No. Price point.
I'm gonna go.
There's not another cigar on the market like it.
Don't let him sway you, man. He's just trying to get in your head. He's just trying to get in your head, man.
I really don't know anything about the price of like
CBD. I know.
I'm gonna go $10.50.
$10.50.
$10.50.
$10.50 was a good one, man. I can tell.
It was. I'm actually going to lowball, and I'm going to go $8.99. No. Okay.
$10.50.
I would go $13.50.
$10.50?
$10.50.
$13.50?
Yes.
Oh, I think it's actually right in the middle. 12.
Okay.
$12 MSRP.
I can live with that.
I was about to say, because I not knowing anything about the CBD industry, what it's cost or anything like that.
I was waiting for him to come back. It's $4.20. You son of a bitch.
Well, yeah, I remember that Shaggy episode. Where
The scientists literally just dip it into a big bucket of CBD oil, and
I don't even think Riste calls me by my name. He just calls me 550 because of the Shaggy price drop. So I was like,
you are always pretty enamored with Riste's. I mean, I think you believe in he prices him what what he does.
Yeah, I think he usually, he gives you a good price on that stuff. So
$12.
$12. Yeah.
I am feeling a little bit less anxiety.
Well, you're about 5 beers in.
Could that have something to do with it? I'm feeling a little bit less inhibited. It has to be the cigar, right? All right, my other choices.
Now, when we go on break and I run around the building here, we'll see if that CBD kicks in.
We shall see. I thought it was a unique little short smoke.
It definitely is different,
and I actually enjoyed it just as a cigar.
I did too. I did too.
Leather, earth, mineral, good construction, and I don't know. You know what? I was having kind of a little shoulder thing today. It's not really bothering me that much. Oh wait.
I was about
Again,
to say,
I'm on my 5th beer.
my knees feel okay. Oh, yeah.
You know what? This cigar is making me pee a lot. What's that all about?
Who knew CBD made you pee, man?
go to my doctor for my physical. Cade, once again, your liver's results are just sky. Oh no, I smoked a CBD cigar. That's probably what did it to my liver. Cade, I went to YouTube. Oh, damn you, YouTube! Okay. Well, we do have another cigar. Do you guys want me to introduce it now, or do you want to toke a little bit more on that bad boy?
Let's go ahead and introduce now, even though I am not letting go of it.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, our follow-up cigar, I'm just going to get it out of the way, another short little guy. Our second cigar is the Maduro.
Hang on 1 second, because I got to go back to this.
Yeah.
Am I still getting a little bit of this of a clean citrus off of that?
No, the what do we say, the lemon zest?
Yeah.
I'm still getting a little bit of that on,
Yeah.
the,
Okay, I
on
just
the
want to
nose.
make sure.
It's with the
Because
leather.
that is that has to. Oh, it doesn't has to be, but I don't think I've
Well,
ever.
has to be isn't even a thing to say.
It is now. I don't think I've ever gotten that in a cigar.
A lemon zest?
Yeah, ever.
I think it's been consistent enough away from the beer that it is in the cigar.
I think so too.
Yeah. Because to me, I'm getting more grapefruit from the. Are you guys getting grapefruit from the beer?
Yes.
I'm getting great as far as the citrus component on the beer. I'm getting grapefruit. Yeah, that lemon zest has stayed there. You guys got it both on the cold draw.
Yeah. I mean, that's a unique cigar.
I agree.
I'm not saying that it's going to taste like a mouthful of, Sunny D, which isn't lemony, but
That's
whatever.
orange juice. Minute Maid lemonade, perhaps.
Hey man, I'm just trying to do
Mike's
my
Hard
thing.
Lemonade.
I've never drank that.
Have you never?
I've never drank it.
Have you had Mike's Hard Lemonade?
Of course I have.
Your man.
I haven't drank a wine cooler since I was left high school.
I used to like those little Jack Daniels Mountain Sippers. Those little bad boys. Used to drink the shit out of those.
Pick up a little 6-pack.
Well, the other kids were smoking weed. I was drinking Mountain Sippers. But you know what? I don't judge. All right. So, boys, the next cigar up for your smoking pleasure, hopefully, is also by Jas Sum Kral. It is the Maduro Toothpick 2.0.
Why 2.0?
I believe he released these early in kind of a test phase. And then these are the kind of refined second official release. Forget the 2.0. Maduro Toothpick.
Maduro toothpick.
It's a 5x50. Tut, you listen to these ingredients.
5x50.
Mexican San Andres wrapper. Indonesian binder, like our last cigar. And the filler is Nicaraguan mixed filler, which we haven't done a lot of mixed fillers on the show. That, for you listeners, is part long filler leaves and part short filler leaves.
Yeah, we haven't done a lot of.
We haven't done a lot of short-filled cigars, but this is a mix of long and short-filled, both from the Estili and Jalapa regions, much like the Nuggs. I will save price point for later. There's also a Habano version, a lighter shade wrapper of the toothpick as well. I took the liberty of asking brand owner Riste which one he suggested following up the Nug with, and he said, do the Maduro. So that's what we're doing. I had picked up both, and we're going to do the Maduro tonight. So, light up. Give me your cold draw notes. Keep them handy. I'm getting a ton of sweetness on the cold draw, personally. Super, super chewy sweetness on the cold draw for me.
It's not a bad beer.
It is not a bad beer. It's a good skunky, dank, little citrus, muted hops, but just it's a. I always picture when I think dankness, I think of like guys making beer in their basements, kind of a wet, dirty, gross basement.
Yeah, but
But it's good. But for some reason, it's good.
But the new version of Dank is all about being cool and good.
Well, that's like our
It's
band.
so bad it's
the
good?
The Danky Hops.
Yeah.
Was that our band name?
Yeah, the
Dank Hops.
the Dank Hops.
The Dank Hops. Cody, you were on bass. Tuts on keyboard. Lead vocals.
Do we know songs?
Oh God, no.
Oh.
We literally have a keyboard, a bass player, and a guy who can't sing.
Everybody clap your hands.
You guys getting that sweetness on the cold draw? It's like, to me, it was just undeniable. It was a real chewy kind of red man tobacco, just sweet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. You and I are in the same wavelength tonight, my friend.
It's because I did a lot of Red Man in my younger days.
Yeah, me too. Tell you what, back as a kid or teenager, we used to go to the swim pool. I put a big old fucking wad of Red Man in my mouth, sit on that raft, get a spit cup, Probably about 30 minutes in, I'd start to doze off with the Texas sun in my eyes. I'd take a little swallow of the red man. I'd quickly fly off my raft, spitting and crying like a little girl. Yeah, good times.
I was more of a Taylor's Pride plug man.
You're a plug guy? Put it in your bottom lip and...
Just...
Yeah. Nah, I like that juiciness of the red man.
Oh, you got the juiciness from the plug, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. It's amazing we all have fully functioning jaws at this point. All the tobacco we've consumed over the years.
There's a reason why I quit that.
TNCC is not pro chewing tobacco. That stuff will hurt you.
That stuff will hurt you.
Cigars, 2 a day. FDA itself said no harm, no foul.
Tasty chewing tobacco.
God, he's going to go out and buy some tonight.
No, I will not.
I often tell people, I was like, I haven't dipped since, oh my God, it has to be like 2007 maybe. And I guarantee if I had one dip, I'd be right back to just
it's
going straight at it.
Dangerous stuff. Stick with the stogies. Stogies are your friends. Or the weed, man.
Hey man, nothing wrong ever happens. What's going to happen when you smoke weed? You're going to eat a bag of Doritos?
We're going to learn real quickly a lot of bad stuff can come when smoking weed.
This movie is nothing but bad stuff about weed.
Well, suddenly, getting back to the movie, Ranger Rick sees the camouflage killer run across the road in front of him, but by the time he pulls over, the figure's disappeared. He shakes his head like he can't believe what he saw. He had one beer.
And some whiskey.
And maybe a sip of whiskey. Like, am I seeing this, or is that the drop of whiskey I drank?
Even though I saw that in sober, I mean, that was like a Sasquatch size. It'd be like Steve Saka running across the road. Now he's like,
again,
what?
though, amateur hour. Come on, Rick.
Yeah.
I would like to think you're out there drinking beers all day long. He's clearly very comfortable doing that.
I mean...
Back at the campsite, Donna busts out her big-ass bong.
That's
Y'all should know by now I don't fuck around when it comes to the ganja.
That's a huge bong, man.
Because it's now 4:20 p.m. on 420, so you know what's happening, folks. She gives an all right.
I like that little reference,
and
man.
passes the bong around. Everyone has to get a hit in during the 60-second window at 4:20. Everyone except Jess, of course, because we need a good girl in a horror movie. What are we going to do the rest of the day, Jess asks. Is everybody suddenly baked? To which Michelle, the hot one, asks, isn't there a creek nearby? Because I'd like to do some skinny dipping. Fuck yeah. All right. And, of course, her suitoress.
Suitor.
Female suitor?
Matron.
Well, Rachel, the one who brought her up there to bang, she's all about it, too. Fuck yeah, skinny dipping. All right, let's do it.
I like the fact that they give the non-smoker a little bit of crap, but not really. I mean, it was just like friends, kind of ribbing on someone, but they weren't.
They never give her a hard time about not smoking.
Yeah, I really like that.
Mm-hmm. They don't give the stoner a hard time for smoking weed. They don't give the girl who doesn't want to smoke weed a hard time.
But why did they give Ranger Rick a hard time?
Get this, guys.
Yeah, the penis.
They're actually nice, encouraging friends. Y'all could learn something from that.
Screw him.
Who, me?
Actually, Cody and I have a great relationship.
Well, you guys just give me a hard time. Huh?
Very encouraging.
Kate, quit talking about baby penis all the time.
That would really be great.
Hey, man, if you want to talk about baby penis, you just go ahead and you just talk it on up, man.
No.
I'm done. I'm done with the baby penis talk.
Hey, man, if you don't want to talk about baby penis, that's cool too, man.
I think I talked more about Pink's baby penis than the Intactivist talked about Pink's baby penis.
That tracks.
But I think Pink would appreciate, my encouraging words.
Well, if she ever sees this show, maybe she will.
Hey, thanks for stepping up to the plate for my baby penis. You're welcome, Pink. You're welcome. Some heroes don't wear capes.
Or talk about baby penis.
You remember that one Superman comic where he just talked a lot about baby penis?
Well, it's good to know, though. I think we've kept our streak intact this year. Every show talking about penis.
Yeah. But I had to cut out all those jokes from the last one. all the priest jokes. Which, by mentioning them
Thank
here, I
you.
pretty much negated any goodwill I did by removing them from the. Okay. I'm getting a little tight draw on.
Is yours too?
Yeah.
Mine's tight as well.
I'm getting I'm gonna cut it a little bit more and see if that helps, but
I tried to. It didn't open up for me.
I'm getting a little tight draw on the toothpick so far.
I like the look of it. I like that dark brown rustic, not sheeny, just cool.
Is your lighter Tut?
It's a cigar of the earth.
It is a nice wrapper.
And the band's different from what Ristade normally does. It's, that Toothpick 2.0 label that he's got in black and white kind of goes over the normal crest and herald that he does.
Yeah.
Still has the lions, though, on the side. It doesn't have the gold filament.
No, well, it's a budget. So it's a mixed filler cigar. It's going to go a little bit less on the band. I believe the Habano toothpick, they just flipped the band, so it's black on top for the Maduro. I think they just reversed the band, which is that's economically from that standpoint. The same band, just flip it for the different ones.
No, because you still have to have a different print plate. You still gotta, do.
No, Todd, I literally think if you just take this off and flip it over.
Oh,
the white is
gotcha.
the white is on the top at the for the Habano.
Look at you being all observant and stuff.
Well, I've got them both in the humidor, so I noticed.
Yeah, sure enough, man. That lion's like two-sided, man. All right.
Man, it is like sucking a thick milkshake through a tiny straw.
It's tight.
Yeah, mine's not too bad.
His seems to be smoking generously, and look at that cherry burning. What are you getting here early on?
And chocolate.
That sounds nice. I wish. All right, I'm gonna come back to it. Let's
It
see.
is a delicious fudge brownie.
I'm gonna just start massaging this thing a little bit and squeezing it, and maybe I can get it to open up a little bit.
Yeah, I think the problem is around that 2/3 mark or right under the band. You're gonna have to go squeeze a little bit.
Squeeze a little bit. We'll
work
finesse it. We'll finesse it. Thing is
I know,
smoking.
that thing.
We're just looking at Cody. Cody's is just smoking beautifully.
It's so good. It's so many flavors.
Hey, Cody, look over there. Switch. That's the CBD talking. I would never pull that kind of stuff. Okay.
Reefer madness.
Well, Jess, the non-smoker, wants to go to Eagles Cliff, a lookout point nearby that she and Aubrey used to go to as kids. That's why they're up here in the first place. And Aubrey sees this as an end to maybe make lookout point into a makeout point.
Well, she was
situation.
talking. She was talking with the tough chick, saying, "Hey, man,
Oh yeah,
I got hots
she
for
brought
her."
her up. Aubrey brought Jess up here for a reason.
Look- the
Lookout
tough chick-
point at Eagles Cliff.
And the tough chick was like, "Hey,
Go for it.
go for it. Worst that can happen is she say no.
No
Just-
regrets.
But at least you know."
But for
Go
some
it.
reason, as Aubrey and Jess leave to go up to Lookout Point, again, hopefully makeout point for Aubrey and us, for some reason, non-smoking Jess takes Donna's backpack full of weed with her. I'm saving you from yourself, kid. That made no sense. Why would she take the backpack full of weed? She doesn't smoke it. Donna's just sitting there. She's a seasoned smoker. Like, she's not hurting anybody.
That's true.
It comes into play later,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
that's the only, like,
from a health standpoint,
it only served a plot. That was one of the few
It's a
little.
plot
plot mechanic.
yeah.
Well, Ranger Rick, who very slowly, he's very out of shape, has been following the camouflage killer on foot, soon discovers Buddy's dead body. But the killer has now moved on to Higgins Trail, where he sneaks up behind Stoner Donna as she takes a giant bong rip from Gerard. All cool stoners name their bongs. She named it. Do you think it was after Gerard Depardieu?
Yes.
Gerard Depardope.
Gerard Depardieu.
Hey, I like it.
That would be
It
cool.
works.
She should have called it that then. And he shoves the bong as she's smoking it through her head. So we see her blood mix in with the bubbling bong water, and then the camouflage killer takes a bong rip through the back of her skull and looks up and exhales. To me, this was the first memorable, awesome, unique kill. I loved it.
It was really good.
I really dug it.
Because at first, I mean, you see him like grab her, but you don't see like what he's doing. You just all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden, you just you're like, oh.
But when he leans down and rips off that weed through her skull,
Good move, man.
and you see her the blood in the bong water. Oh, that's good.
That was a good move.
It was unique, and I dug it. You know what else is unique and I dig, boys?
What's that?
Or should I say, you know who else is unique and I dig?
Would that be
Dirty Fabian with Drew Estate.
Dirty Fabian?
And if I'm talking about unconventional Fabian, then you know I'm talking about unconventional Tobacco Special cigars. Brought to you from the folks who created Sweet Jane, La Vieja Habana, another short filler cigar, and much, much more. Available in your choice of either extra dark Connecticut broadleaf or natural Connecticut shade wrappers, they envelope a Sumatra binder and Nicaraguan Criollo filler leaves. Before aging, the cigars are slowly infused with Nicaraguan estate-grown coffee. The smoke is medium to full-bodied, depending on the wrapper. Its rich tobacco flavors commingling with the unmistakable aroma of coffee and some sweetness. Yak, did I use that word right? Commingling.
You did.
A perfect early morning smoke, and if you don't believe me, then, hey, fuck you. When have I ever steered you wrong? No. Go try one for yourself, and you'll see that you do it. You do agree with me.
Go try it. Don't try it just because he said so.
Try to get something. Man, I cannot get this sucker to...
It's tough.
It's terrible.
Yax, what are you getting out of the cigar? Give us some tasting notes.
You are on the spot, man.
Chocolate, like I said, just a hint. Another little bit of hint of leather.
Sounds lovely. I'm going to actually clip the front of this thing, thinking maybe that's where the plug is.
Think so? No, I got some squishiness all the way down to.
So I had squishiness in the bottom 2/3. So I clipped the front. Let's see how this goes.
I'm not getting anything like pepper or anything, but
what I
still.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Still early, so hopefully I'll pick up. But so far, I mean, I like it. I like that. I like the chocolate that I got initially. It was really
good for you.
It was nice. It was so good.
I have gotten a little bit of sweetness, so I'm going to assume that's the chocolate. I haven't really been able to get enough to define anything, but
my attempt to clip the
did not work. Huh?
Foot of the cigar did not help my cause any. If anything, it's somehow become more tight. Okay. Come back to it. Rachel and Michelle find the creek. Remember, Michelle wanted to go skinny dipping. They pop open another bottle of champagne and open up to each other. Not in that way, Yax. Get your head out of the gutter. Rachel says she knows that people call her... Remember, Rachel's the hardcore one. She knows that people call her the B and the C word. But it's just a hard image she puts out there to protect herself. Michelle's feeling...
Yeah, because you're beautiful and you need to be closed off to protect yourself.
Well, Michelle feeling no pain as she pulls out a little cocaine to indulge in. She talks Rachel into doing a few bumps with her, too. Yax, did I use that term right? Bumps?
Yes.
No comment.
So, you toured with John Michael Montgomery.
Did I?
I think so. You were on the Mickey Gilley tour. You know what bumps are.
If I was doing a lot of bumps.
So they're down there. They're drinking champagne. They're doing coke.
You realize Mickey Gilley's a piano player, right?
I don't know who Mickey Gilley is. I just know that they named a camouflage suit after him for some reason.
And check out this new version of the Mickey Gilley suit that we have.
Nothing but sequins. Everybody can see them.
Well, these two ladies are having a grand old time down at the creek, out on Eagles Cliff, aka Lookout Point, it turns out not to be Makeout Point, as Aubrey chooses her moment and tries to kiss Jess. But Jess, she's not feeling it. Although she does shoot Aubrey down with very sensitive kid gloves, a little notice would have been nice. They've been friends since they were kids. A little notice would have been nice, she says very warmly. She doesn't recoil in horror or anything like, oh my God, what are you doing? No, she kind of turns her head. Aubrey tells her that in all her darkest moments, she's lost a lot due to her being a lesbian. Her dad won't talk to her anymore. Whenever she was at her lowest of lows and even suicidal, she thought of Jess. Do you feel the same way about me at all? Aubrey pleads. And sadly, Jess says, no, not really. I mean, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, but she's trying to make this as...
She's trying to let her down.
She's trying to make it as painless as possible. You're a beautiful, beautiful person inside and out. And I've thought about it, glimpse of hope there. But after I thought about it, I'm just not that into women. Well, that seals it, sadly. It's a very real scene, one in which I imagine happens a lot with lesbians, where, you fall in love with a friend and you think that there could be something there to latch on to. Man, I just thought it was played out accurately and nicely by screenwriter, actresses. It was a really real scene.
I can't say that it's a real scene because I've never...
It felt real to me.
It did feel real.
I can't say Rocky's real. I've never been in the ring. But I get the sense that it might be what it's like.
Good point.
I don't need to have done it to kind of appreciate that it made me think that this is how this really happens.
I think
I've
so.
never run around a forest in a ghillie suit killing people, but I imagine...
I agree.
I felt Aubrey's...
I think this was an honest treatment.
I felt Jess's pain that she couldn't be there for her friend in that way. I felt Aubrey's just
awkwardness after the rejection.
And just how do you go back to the campsite after that? Todd, have you ever tried to kiss a girl and she shot you down?
No comment.
Yak Boy?
Not to my recollection.
Yeah, me neither. We're a bunch of studs.
I'm sure it's happened. I just can't remember.
I'm sure it's happened to other dudes.
I'm fairly certain I've been drunk a few times, and
well, that's different. But no,
every advance that I've made that's been reciprocated in kind.
I thought that both actresses played it really well from their different perspectives.
Because there's talented actresses with a good script,
and again, a guy wrote it.
That's what's weird to me is that
this should have been a female screenwriter. You would think so.
No, it surprises me that it kind of was a dude. Because I mean, how many times have we sit there and said this sounds like a 40-year-old dude wrote this?
This sounds like girls saying 40-year-old guy dialogue. We say it all the time,
right? And this wasn't. This worked well.
I agree a lot.
It was sensitive, man.
Well, Jess swears that she's not weirded out. Everything's going to be fine. Aubrey doesn't believe her, but, life goes on, so they begin hiking back to the campsite. I'll say this. Horror fans like me that always bitch about nobody bringing anything new content-wise to the genre, I got to give Dylan Reynolds, the writer-director, props here. He presented characters in an all-too-familiar setup. Camping, killer on the loose. But he presented characters that are indeed different. I love the lesbian angle, and I thought they pulled it off, believably.
All right, even if you take the lesbian angle completely out of it, I still think this works because
it's just friends.
They're friends. I mean, they like each other. There's chemistry there.
But in every good horror movie, you have the sexual stuff with the guy and the girl wanting to go off and skinny dip. They actually turned it on its head and made it all female, and I thought it worked.
Well, none of the characters felt like caricatures.
Right. Not at all.
Right.
So I mean,
even the stoner chick who's always stoned didn't seem like the typical stoner stereotype chick. The hardcore lesbian who stood up to the ranger and everything.
She wasn't short hair.
She wasn't short hair.
With a do-rag on.
With a pack of smokes in her sleeve, putting a fist up in the air.
Just let me put my flannel shirt on. We're in the forest.
Exactly. Well, she did have flannel, except it was tied around her waist, 90s grunge style.
Well done.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
But where Aubrey failed miserably with Jess at Lookout Point, Rachel has now sweet-talked Michelle into a full blown-out makeout session down by the creek. Okay, boys, hands on top of the table.
Oh, yeah.
Leave them up there. Oh, hey now. She does it masterfully, too, telling Michelle she values what's between your ears, not your legs. I've never met anybody like you. Oh, man, Rachel's good. But just as Rachel's about to go downtown...
Doesn't matter the gender. Sweet, sweet lies.
Doesn't matter if it's from a man or a woman, they all believe the same old crap. It's one
I was just waiting for... I was just going to wait for her to be like, no, baby, I'll love you tomorrow. My thoughts on you won't change.
I'll respect you. Of course I respect you.
Here, drink some more bubbly.
Why do you think I invited you out here? It's because I respect you.
That's kind of what she's doing here. And you get the sense this isn't her first skinny dip scenario down by the creek. Rachel is good. But just as Rachel's about to go downtown between Michelle's legs, she sees the camouflage killer off in the trees. Or Michelle does. Fuck you, camouflage killer. Why now? Give me 2 minutes. That's me saying that, not Michelle. Like she was about to get eaten out.
That was actually
I'm more
me
pissed
too.
off than she was.
Once
Get
again,
out of here! Get out of here!
Once
Get
again,
that ghillie suit back in the force.
Dylan has shown himself to be a master. You know your craft, my friend. You know your craft. You son of a bitch.
He's the John Carpenter of pussy-eating horror.
We were so close.
Seriously, dude.
Well, he took a lot of lessons from going down 2 sloppy seconds,
Well,
and he applied it to this.
He probably learned a lot from eating out.
If this has come out like 20 years ago, like for Up All Night, I would have been like a kid knowing, I know there's a scene right there. They just cut it.
Dude, she's kissing down the belly. She's kissing down the belly of Michelle, the hottest chick we've seen in a movie in a long time. And then all of a sudden, that stupid fucking killer. The cock blocked Rachel. Poon blocked? What's cock blocked for lesbians?
I don't know. Poon blocked, I guess, but
I'm gonna go with poon blocked.
I mean, I just like the word, but
The TNCC Poon Block Porter, a rich depth coffee heavy porter. I will go with the Poon Block Porter.
Yeah.
Forget the baby penis IPA.
I didn't remember it in the first place.
We would forget about it if you didn't quit bringing it up.
it's better than the circumcision red ale.
Tut, you get anything out of that smoke? How's that for a segue?
Best one yet.
The Intactivist.
Oh, sorry.
Did yours open up at all?
It pretended to for just a second.
I get when I really, really draw hard on it, I think I get the chocolate.
Same here.
I can get little glimpses of what he's just enjoying the hell out of over there with those massive smoke production. I've clipped the foot. I've clipped the head. I can't clip anymore.
I'm just tired of just all this flavor. I'm just going to put it out.
Well, since you're the only one getting flavor, what are you getting? There's still chocolate?
Still just that hint of chocolate.
It's what I imagine it tastes like between Michelle's legs. God damn you, cigar gods.
Earthiness. Just a little like I'm gonna say more like a faint, like more like the grass versus hay.
Okay, a little bit hay, a little bit chocolate, a little bit earthiness. You like it? All right. Well, I've got half a cigar to go, so we'll see. Don't know if I'll make it. So obviously Rachel's pissed that someone's crashed their intimate party, so she tells Michelle stay put while she goes and drops kick their ass. They figure it's either the hunter or Ranger Rick who came to snoop on them.
Right.
They both knew where they were. When Rachel can't find any trace of a peeping Tom, that's all Michelle needs to hear. Keep in mind, she's the one that saw the figure in the woods. But when Rachel comes back, Michelle's like, "Get back,
go time.
Get back down there." So she starts shading her clothes, and they begin making out again.
Yeah.
Hands on the table, boys. But before we get to see any lesbian boobs, damn it, the killer shows up and shoves a broken champagne bottle through the side of Rachel's skull, sending blood raining down on Michelle, and her ass starts running for her life. She's alive. We still might get to see her boobs, right?
No.
I don't think that's what we're supposed to think.
No, I'm out. I'm like,
Wrong.
come on.
She gets back to the campsite where she meets Jess, Aubrey, and dead Donna. The shit is hitting the proverbial fan at this point. Michelle runs off screaming. She's not waiting for them to figure it out. And Jess tries to convince Aubrey, who wants to go find Rachel, to give her the damn car keys so they can get out of here. They all run off screaming like a bunch of dick-deficient maniacs. When Ranger Rick shows up for...
What the fuck?
What'd I say?
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay. And
So when Ranger Rick shows up, they're all long gone. They've kind of scattered into a million directions. He grabs his crossbow from the truck, and now he's running around too, just aimlessly.
Is that the weaponry of forest rangers?
Do all
Crossbows?
park rangers carry crossbows?
No.
I didn't think so.
Okay. Suddenly, the killer appears and stabs Michelle in her boobs a dozen times. Still clothed boobs. We never get to actually see her boobs. What an asshole. Yax, am I right? The killer is an asshole.
He is.
Yes.
Until Aubrey clocks him over the head with a giant rock. Aubrey and Jess run off and sprint right straight into Ranger Rick and his crossbow.
Again, I don't understand. You get the debilitating strike in.
Why not go in for the kill?
Why not just go in frenzy berserker mode and just...
Because the vast majority of people don't sit around thinking about killing their fellow human beings regardless of the circumstances.
I would be like Drax and Guardians too.
I don't know that reference, but I'm assuming you would have killed the killer with a rock as he was down the ground. I think Yak's right too. A bunch of college girls, they don't really... Their first instinct isn't to pound a guy's skull into mush.
But it should have been.
Should have been. Should have been.
It's killer bee killed out here in the forest, ladies.
What Tut's saying is...
To all of our listeners, if you come across a killer and you get the
someone
upper
tries
hand...
to kill you, you bash their fucking brains in.
You bash their fucking
I don't care how dick deficient you are.
If you think that perhaps you're going to go to jail or it's wrong to take the life of someone who might be wanting to kill you or is in fact trying to kill you because they have just killed two of your friends, kill them.
In Texas, you will not be convicted.
Kill them.
Save yourself. You are important.
And
the
carry a
killer,
gun- and-
in his scary ghillie suit...
He got himself into this by killing people. That's on him. In his Mickey Gilly suit.
I mean...
I got your chocolate.
Oh, yours is smoking a little bit.
Finally.
You're smoking a little bit better now.
Finally.
Roll his sorry ass over to Lookout Point and shove him off that cliff.
Yeah, just throw him in the water.
Drag him down to the river, drowned him.
The aroma's actually opened up too, and I'm getting a little cocoa off of that smell too. That's nice.
I'm still not there, but congratulations. You two are doing well now. Ranger Rick blames them for all this mess. After all, Jess is wearing a backpack full of stolen weed. That's why she had to wear that backpack. But they swear it's all a mistake. They never went out into the hills. Well, turns out Ranger Rick hates phonies, fakes, and people of questionable integrity. This was the guy pouring whiskey into his beer earlier. TNCC values. He says he's actually a very sensitive guy. Right before he fires the crossbow, sending an arrow straight through Aubrey's thigh as she tries to run away. In his defense, she did call him a fucking pig earlier. But at this point, I don't know what's going on. Is he just drunk? Is he, like, what's going on? Like,
oh no, I figured, I was like, he's in on it.
oh, well, I knew he was a bad guy, but I didn't know kind of how this was tying together.
Oh, I figured he was a partner in the weed deal.
He then shoots an arrow at Jess's head, but she's able to escape. For just a minute, though, before she's captured by the camouflage killer. But Ranger Rick shows up and tells the figure, keep her alive. Well, they find the other lesbian. They're in cahoots.
And so is Ranger Rick in the ghillie suit.
They're
in cahoots.
I said that wrong. He didn't say they were in cahoots. I meant Ranger Rick and the killer.
Oh, okay.
I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
I was really waiting for it because I was like, up until, I was like, man, this is going to end up being like some sort of demented, like Scooby-Doo thing where it was Ranger Rick. Old man Carruthers was behind it the whole time.
If only Ranger Rick did it, totally Scooby-Doo. But, I mean, that camouflage figure was running around pretty spryly. That wasn't Rick.
No.
You don't know that.
No, I did.
I did. My God, dude, it took him like 30 seconds to just drink that sip of beer and like
So what did y'all think about Rick?
I liked him.
Okay, I thought he had a great look, good voice.
I thought he had a really good demeanor. Like, I liked him as Ranger Rick.
Yeah.
When the turn here towards bad guy happens, I bought it. I actually thought they did good with this guy.
I did too. I like him. He's for some reason he reminded me of who's my favorite redneck comedy dude?
Larry the Cable Guy.
No, Ron White.
Ron White.
It's a little bit less sophisticated Ron White.
Yeah, I mean, Ron White wears a blazer.
And drinks scotch.
He's
not pouring that scotch.
He's not pouring scotch into an empty beer can. As a matter of fact, he was nothing like Ron White.
Yeah, all right.
This guy was like Jeff Foxworthy if his parents were related.
Could have been.
One of those redneck comedians.
I liked him.
I did. I think you liked him too?
I did.
Okay. Well, so it turns out Rick and the camouflage killer are in cahoots. Did I use that term correctly? Cahoots?
You did.
Yes.
You did indeed.
With the correct emphasis.
On the right syllable. Ranger Rick and the camouflage killer drag Jess over to the wounded Aubrey. Rick pulls the arrow out of Aubrey's leg and says that despite their pleas of not telling anyone what happened here, you gotta do that. We won't tell anybody. They've reached the point of no return, unfortunately.
Sweetie,
he says.
We're past that.
You see, it's harvest time and they can't have that fucked up. You see, his boy, he points over to the camouflage Mickey Gilly guy. Well, his brains got all messed up in the service. They did this to him. They made him a remorseless killing machine, and then when the war was over, they spit him out. Spitting stuff out is something these two ladies aren't familiar with in the slightest, I'm assuming. And
Why'd you have to go there?
I just knew that was going to be soon.
Why'd you have to go there?
we're talking about chewing tobacco earlier.
No.
It doesn't work that way. I'm gonna write.
I deleted those priest jokes.
I'm gonna write that down.
I get some freebies tonight.
I will say that I would have loved in the background if they would have done like a custom alternate version of Copperhead Road, Steve Earle.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Because I mean, this is the story. Came home from Vietnam, started a pot farm.
Okay, I do like that song. I guess I don't know it very well to make the connection. Okay.
DEA's got a chopper in the air. Wake up screaming like I'm back over there.
Well, Rick continues. The meds the VA prescribed his son left him a drooling retard that was no good to anyone, those fucking cocksuckers. And the whole time he's giving us this exposition, Ranger Rick is rolling himself a fat-ass joint. Hey, as long as I'm telling you guys what our history of our family, I was roll me up a fat one here. And by the way, he used the term retards, and that wasn't me. That was actually what he said.
My kid was a drooling mess over here, but as supposed now he's just a homicidal maniac, which is way better.
But I like the fact that it was like, but turned out, kid's got a hell of a green thumb.
I just like the fact that I'm making all these horribly just offensive lesbian jokes,
And
but
then
I'm like, he said retard, not me. I don't use the R word. So he's rolling this big joint, and like Tut says, weed seemed to help my boy, and guess what? He ended up showing a knack for being a farmer of the stuff. And then his boy with the special green thumb starts hacking away at Aubrey's throat with his Rambo knife while Daddy lights up his spliff.
It's
blood
brutal.
flying everywhere.
And I will say that I like this scene because they didn't go so graphic to show like close up on the head as the decapitation happens. I liked it. I thought
No,
it
it
was
was
good
just some
treatment.
blood splatter, and but while boy's doing that, while son's doing that, dad's lighting up a joint.
Nice close up on.
I liked
chick.
Aubrey enough at this point. I was sad that she got killed.
Yeah.
She was a sympathetic figure. And I kind of dug. At this point, you've got lesbians in the forest, so you've dealt with that kind of social. That's different for a horror movie. But you've also established your slasher, basically, your masked
As a
killer,
war hero?
as a PTSD war hero who only gets satiated. Well, apparently his killings aren't satiated by weed. He's killing everybody. But I mean, that's kind of a unique. I haven't seen quite that spin yet. Of, I thought that was a clever plot kind of thing.
It is a clever plot.
bringing a vet into it, and his kind of twisted, fucked up father who's kind of supporting.
Especially if you're, if you go with the theory that a lot of these horror movies have moralistic, values to them, the no sex, no type stuff. If this movie's morals are that the normalization of weed, that's part of the thing. If this shit was legal, this wouldn't be happening.
There's that too. And I just thought it was a weird kind of dynamic with him and his dad, and then just you never hear the boy talk, or the soldier.
He's a grown man.
You never hear him talk.
Yeah.
You never hear his. I mean, he's basically just this baked killer who really just smokes weed and kills all day.
Pretty much.
And dad just kind of does what he has to kind of keep it under control. It was a good little dynamic. I liked it.
He should have at least had one line. Dog will hunt.
That would have been good, yeah. Tut, are you getting anything else on the cigar?
I can't really taste anything.
No, it's.
off of it.
I think we're at the point where we can just say I'm not. I'm gonna keep, just hopefully for a little pocket here of yaks, lots of chocolate and earth, and
Thing just
delicious, smoking like a champ over there.
That's it's horrible. I hate it. It's just flavor profile after flavor profile. Just
Chocolate and earth.
Yes.
Any spice?
I have gotten no pepper.
What about in the retrohale? Nothing.
Nothing?
Just earth and chocolate on the draw.
I mean, I'm not. I wish a little pepper there would probably.
Don't get me wrong. For a short mixed filler cigar, I am expecting to be able to smoke it. So I am disappointed. You guys want to talk price point? What the hell? We're almost to the end of the movie, so
I'll go $5.50.
$5.50.
That's probably gonna go about.
He's like, it's a $14 stick, easy.
No, I was thinking about $9.
$6.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not too angry.
Right.
I mean, shit happens. It's a handmade product. We smoked enough from Jas Sum Kral to know that it's not the norm.
Right.
So I think I've got another one or two in the humidor. We'll see down the road maybe if they how they do. But yeah, yours clearly performed like a cigar should. Tut and I had some issues, but yeah, $6. I mean, trying to put in something there in the budget market. Back to the movie. Jess now is the only one left. The good girl, the one who didn't smoke weed, who didn't kiss girls. She's our survivor.
Okay, all right, going back to the theory of horror movies established by Scream, if your heroine is the salt of the earth, pure person, I kind of wish that would have made Jess a lesbian at this point, because now you're saying, oh, by the way, if you're gay, you're dead.
No, I never got that.
You didn't?
No, I just got it was a coincidence.
Okay.
I never got them saying. But same with Halloween.
Because I'm like, straight person, didn't know drugs, nice.
Same thing with Halloween though, and Carpenter has validified this ad nauseum. Michael Myers was going to kill those girls whether they're having sex or not. Jamie Lee didn't, Laurie Strode didn't live because she was a virgin.
Right.
The fact that she wasn't having sex, she was a little more aware of what was going on, and she was a little more present, but it wasn't that he was targeting, promiscuous girls.
Yeah.
I never once saw this as like, oh, the director is telling us, lesbians die Because she did say she thought about it. She'd had some thoughts. I wish we'd seen some of those dream sequences maybe visualized. But I never got that I never got the straight girl lived or the non-weed smoker lived. I kind of jokingly said the I don't think that was... I don't think he was trying to hit us over the head with that. I don't.
Well, I analyze the shit out of things, and that's why I'm over here just drinking my beer and smoking my cigar.
It is good beer.
It is good beer.
3 thumbs up on the beer.
3 thumbs up on the beer. Man, good going G13.
Yeah, I like it too.
Everybody loves that weed, man.
It went really well with the first cigar, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. We're almost done. The camo vet killer holds up Aubrey's severed head into the sky, something his daddy, Ranger Rick, says he learned from those camel jockeys overseas. He explains they do that because for 8 seconds the severed head can still see and understand what's going on. There's blood flow still happening, which makes the head viable. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, all of it still happening in those 8 seconds, Ranger Rick says. He's always wondered if someday somebody could describe to him what those last 8 seconds are like. Hey, maybe it can be you, Jess. But she says, I actually like that little severed head thing with the camel jockeys.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool little... but she says, why don't you ask yourself, because you're going to die before me. And just like that, she breaks free of her ropes, and by throwing rocks and fire ashes in their faces, she manages to escape once again.
Yeah, the Ranger Rick monologue here actually works really well.
I love
it was good delivery by the actor.
It was kind of the ISIS thing, and, maybe you'll be the one who can tell me what... I thought was a cool little thing.
And it's delivered in
Twisted,
a way...
but cool.
Yeah, but it's delivered in a way to where it's down home enough to where it's not just hokey. The dude's smoking a joint as he's doing it.
You get the feeling these aren't the first campers that dad and son have taken out and had some fun with.
Yeah.
They have to wonder why all these kids are dying under Ranger Rick's watch.
Well, another teenager died under Ranger Rick's
See those
watch.
beer cans in his truck?
They don't die, they just go missing.
Disappear.
It's a big park.
It's
Bears and whatnot out here.
It's weird that the people that go missing under Ranger Rick's territory is like 80% higher than the national average across our national parks.
It's probably that whiskey he's pouring into his beers. Sorry. As she hides from Ranger Rick and his PTSD son, all of a sudden, remember the hunter?
He's back.
He's back, and he's blind. He stumbles across Jess. He's just wandering around. He had both. Apparently, he had both eyeballs.
Yeah.
Burned out by the killer. But just as he didn't you have a gun? Where's your gun? He's trying to tell her where it might be. Can't you see I'm blind, bitch? See, that was hilarious.
Fun.
She's like, "What direction? Where is it?" He's like,
I've been stumbling around
"I don't know where I am."
blindly.
Do you remember the cop from Dumb and Dumber? The guy who pulls him over and drinks the pea beer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This guy kind of reminds me
Oh,
of him.
okay. Yeah. Well, he's immediately pounced on by the camo killer, but Jess stabs the shit out of him with that Rambo knife. Daddy Rick leaves his son behind to race after the fleeing Jess, and when he finds her at the edge of a cliff, he thinks he has her cornered. She tells him that she knows the only way to get his little pecker hard is by killing women.
First of all, he puts the crossbow down. All right.
Yeah.
So we've established that if you get the upper hand on a killer and you get a debilitating blow, keep going at it. All right. So here's a tip for all you killers out there. Don't put your weapon down.
Don't put your crossbow down.
He's a bad guy. He wants to monologue.
He had been drinking some whiskey beer.
That is true. And smoking some blunts.
He was creative there for a minute, but then
Now he's lazy.
He's lazy.
He was smoking the G13.
I'm forgetting something. Where's my crossbow? He says, yeah, when she tells him that's the only way to get his little pecker hard. That's lesbian talk.
Yeah.
She's not a lesbian. He says, yeah, I get off on it. And when he starts strangling her, she pulls the Rambo knife out from behind her waistband and shoves it into his throat. It's a blood-soaked, over-the-top, gross death for Ranger Rick. So much blood fountain out of his neck. It was awesome. It was a good kill. Suddenly, the camouflage killer reappears and rips off his own dad's head. And then he attacks Jess. It's all very quick.
It's real quick. I had to rewind it to make sure that...
Yeah, like, it was edited in a way like I didn't really get what happened. I thought he was going to hold up his dad's head and he was going to tell you what the 8 seconds was like.
Yeah.
It sucks. Oh, God, this is horrible.
That would have been actually pretty funny.
Such immense pain. Really blows.
Well, he couldn't do that. He's got no lungs. He's just a head.
Tell me, Dad, what is it? Sucks donkey dicks. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm out. Bye, Dad.
Well, I just want to know, is like, I mean, she didn't cut his head off. She just stabbed him with the knife.
I really expected her to.
Well, what I couldn't figure out is like, you know,
no, I wanted her to cut it off and hold it up, like,
right.
Here's your.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
But then, like, all of a sudden, he's got his head. And I'm like, wait, what happened here?
So I guess he came along.
Yeah, that's exactly. I had to rewind it because
Dad's head was barely hanging on there. He ripped it up, saw it. Oh shit! And then
I wanted Jess to come back up. You chopped his head off, you asshole.
If there's a head around, this guy's got to hold it up.
Well, he then attacks Jess, but she made her way over to Ranger Rick's crossbow. So she shoots him a couple times, like in the heart and the shoulder, finally in the eyeball, until he's finally...
All of the places that matter, but yet he keeps moving.
Just keeps coming until he's finally dead. She then grabs Rick's still burning joint. He dropped his joint on the ground and takes a few drags. The whole movie, they've been pressuring her to smoke weed, and she finally doesn't give a fuck anymore. She sits back against a tree and tokes that shit up like a bunch of times. As the end credits roll, she just sits there just smoking the shit out of that weed. At least the Baker's dozens of times. And that's the end of the film.
Kind of reminded me of 13th Warrior when Banderas is like, I can't touch anything that's fermented of wheat. And the guy was like, dude, it's made of honey. And he was like, fuck it.
Or like Kingpin. What are you talking about? You've been drinking caffeine for... What do you think's in all those expressions? All right, give me a triple latte, 2 sugars, 2 creams. Heavy on the cream. Yeah, that's the end of the movie. She kills dad and son, sparks it up. Still 420.
Good job, everybody involved. I really like this film.
I did too, and I was surprised by this film in a very good way. The film and the cast took the material and the genre seriously.
I loved that they treated it seriously.
I thought it was going to be campy. It wasn't. Joke was on me. Due to the weed angle and just the title alone, I thought we were in for some campy stuff. We weren't. It works. It very much works as a straight ahead slasher film.
Yeah.
And
I remember a couple, I guess at this point we can say a couple of years ago, where I was like, you know, what happened to the slasher genre? Where did it go? It's not really out there.
You got a guy in a mask with a knife. Boom, it's a slasher film. And take it seriously. Good kills. Never make a joke out of it.
And I love the fact that it wasn't like a retro slasher film.
No.
This wasn't an homage to the slasher genre. This was the slasher genre.
Modern day slasher film.
Yeah.
No synth, cute little score, no nothing. It also passed, as I said earlier, you got a care to scare test for me, which is a key ingredient. We like these girls.
Thought the killer was unique. It had some unique kills
it
going
did,
through there.
But without the right screenplay and the right talent in these girls, these actresses, I'm sorry, you're just spinning your wheels for nothing. And there's so many bad, cheap, straight-to-video horror movies that are made. This one we actually managed to find. It was above.
I don't know what
above the rest of them.
I don't know what the budget was for this movie, because it's one thing. It's one thing to have a budget and be able to hire great talent. I don't know if this was a low budget indie budget.
These weren't known actresses.
No, they weren't. So I've got to whoever the talent cast or the casting agent was. Yeah. Man, great job.
Yeah,
great job.
Man, they nailed it with this cast. This movie would not, even with a cool killer, and a unique, PTSD story, and even if you got a cool guy to play Ranger Rick, if those two and all the kill scenes were good,
we've had
special
a lot
effects.
we've had a lot of movies that have had heart, but just weren't quite up to standard. This was great.
I was amazed. I was amazed by the cast.
And I'm not even a horror guy. I'm not even like, oh, look at the horror.
I'll be honest. When I picked tonight's film, obviously I had to pick something to go with the CBD cigar. On an episode or two ago, Tut praised me for picking more modern stuff, and it just felt like we were on such a roll with some really good recent movies. I'm like, well, here's where it's gonna go down the fucking shitter. Like, I'm gonna blow that shit out the. No, and as I'm watching, I'm like, oh, he's gonna love this. Like,
Yeah.
like this.
That's because it was a good movie.
This is top notch stuff. Yeah, did you like it?
I did.
It was fun.
Well, I liked
It's
it.
what
I
a horror
mean,
movie should be. It was fun. It was engaging. It was good. It was offensive. It was bloody, and you cared. It was it AB's to fucking WX, Y, and Z. It was a top-to-notch horror film.
I'm amazed that we're singing the praises of this movie and it didn't show a boob one.
They should have let Michelle and Rachel explore some things down by the creek before. God.
Down by the
well, I was just gonna
creek.
wait till they got down to the credits while Jess is smoking that thing, and finally she'd be like, "I'm never going camping again."
She may have. I didn't make it that far. I was still bummed out from Michelle not showing her boobs down at the creek. Okay, so 3 thumbs up. Mm-hmm. All right. What about the Nuggs cigar?
I'll give it a thumb up. I really will.
I will too.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was a good little smoke.
But now this toothpick is just fantastic.
I'm not going to, because of the unfortunate circumstances of Tutton, I'm not even going to bring up the
No.
toothpick. I'm glad you had a good one. God, it's just smoking magnificently over there. 3 thumbs up for the beer.
3 thumbs up for the beer.
Yes.
I liked it.
I think we probably have made friends tonight and little enemies, which is all you can hope for. I think the lesbians will like what we did with tonight's movie.
I don't like what Cody and I did with the movie.
Was it the carpet muncher IPA thing?
No, I think it was the Dick Deficient.
I called them dick deficient maniacs. Seemingly, I said that, but that perhaps was the CBD oil playing tricks on your mind.
It could be.
I think it was.
The tape will tell.
Oh yeah, I guess we are recording this. No, I think they'll like us. I think the pop sensation Pink, the artist,
Pink's gonna love
she'll
us.
love us.
She's gonna love you.
I think all the anti-vaccine fucking morons
They're
out
gonna
there,
hate us.
they will hate us, which I'm fine with.
I'm cool with that.
The intactivists and their precious baby penises will hate us.
Well, here's what I'll
We're not anti-baby penis.
Here's what I'll say to
If they
that.
hadn't just called if they hadn't mutilated the word activist,
I just want to say,
because that also
intactivists,
word just I hate it.
I understand your anger and your passion, but just let it go. It's not you. It's not your family.
It's not your penis.
It's not your penis. Let people do with their penis what they want to do. And I understand that you're thinking little baby penis doesn't have a choice in it. It's fine. Little baby penis will not remember anything about
Do
it.
y'all's penises remember that day?
My
No.
penis does not.
I talk to it regularly, and it has no memories of that day.
Exactly.
Does it talk back?
Yeah, it's got kind of a cute little Muppet voice.
I knew it.
Mine's more like a big, hey,
Oh,
how
you got a Charles Bronson penis voice? Hey, Tut.
How are you doing?
It's 6 a.m. It's go time. Let's pee.
Now we got to make this movie.
If you want to stand up straight later, we got to do some things.
Gotta do this.
We got to do a movie about a penis.
Yes.
A penis.
Bronson penis?
Yes.
A bronzy penis?
I don't know why I'm saying this, but yes. If you want to hit the bowl, you need to bend over.
Touch your toes. Let's get done. I guess we could explore that idea. Copyright 2019 Tuesday Night Cigar Club, a movie about a Charles Bronson talking baby penis. Seems legit.
I don't think you need to copyright it. I don't think
You think anybody's going to jump on that thing? Like Gene Simmons is going to be like, I'm copyrighting that shit.
Actually, Gene Simmons is already copyrighted.
Boom, it's done. There's no way he could possibly know, but he's already copyrighted a Charles Bronson baby penis. Sorry, boys. You're one step behind.
It's a good idea.
It's the first I've heard of it, but yet I've had it in store for 5 years.
I'll let Tut have that talk with Bronzy. So what's the gig? Actually, we just need you to stand in front of a green screen.
Penis costume.
No, we just need to put you in front of a green screen and say some things.
Your face will appear upon a penis.
Why?
I hadn't thought about that, but that's a fucking.
Why are you covering my body with a green blanket? We're gonna replace it with something. What? Doesn't matter.
Could be anything.
It could be anything. Baby penis. Let me get
Could be
this.
a forest.
Let me
Could
get
be
this.
a fetus.
Let me get this straight. Well, technically it's curved. I was right, by the way. That's such a horrible allergy cough with all this pollen. I told Tut when I got here tonight because I broke into a huge coughing fit. I was like, as long as I keep drinking and keeping my bronchial mucosis wet and moist, I'll be fine. I coughed a few times, but
Yeah, that's true.
you just got to kill it with booze.
That is the secret.
That is the
Amazing
secret.
how that works with health. Just kill it with booze.
I was talking to our fourth member, the doctor, the other day, and I was telling him, I'm sick in bed for 4 days with the flu, and then the pollen hit and all this. It's my doctor. Any suggestions? He told me to go down to the local convenience store and get a couple Four Locos. He was right. Cleared me right the fuck out.
Nice.
He's smart. That guy
Nice
knows
glass of Four Loko. Relax on the couch.
stuff. Guy knows stuff. Tut. I know you're all hyped up about this Charles Bronson baby penis movie. I will break out the screenwriting software tomorrow and see where we can go with this. In the meantime, can you give us some links?
No.
You're toast.
No.
You're toast.
Hey, man, if you want to join us on Instagram, hit us at TNCC_podcast.
You know what I call that Gerber baby? A pussy.
If you want to join us on Facebook, man, just Tuesday Night Cigar Club. You can subscribe to us on the YouTubes, Tuesday Night Cigar Club, too.
Door Explorer. I fucked her.
Hey, if you want to buy something on Amazon, go to TuesdayNightCigarClub.com. Click on the Amazon link, man. And
Bert and
just
Ernie.
click it.
I respect their relationship. It's special, and I wish I had something similar in my own life.
And if you want to buy some cigars, man, you just go to TuesdayNightCigarClub.com. Click on the famous smoke shop and enter your promo code.
Big Bird, fascist. Now he's dead.
That's all the links I got, man.
Did you get the links? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, which one of you guys are going to get this handsome humidor from our friends over at MemorableRetirementGifts.com?
I'll bequeath that to Cody.
You did need a humidor. You've been saying you needed. I think you were going for something bigger. Sorry.
I can fit like 5 in there. It's all right.
But it's got the TNCC logo.
Will you give
on
it a
man.
handsome presentation where people come into your place and
Oh, I'm going to build a whole cabinet with
you put a
lights
little spotlight down on
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
It's going to glow.
All right. Well, Cody shall get the humidor from our friends at MemorableRetirementGifts.com.
MemorableRetirementGifts.com.
God, did I... Hold on real quick. Did I say that right?
You did. I pulled it up just to make sure.
All right. Thank you for joining us. It was good to be back here in the Corner of Hope. We like doing those special shows with VIP guests and up at the pub, but for me, the real magic happens right here in our little sweet spot. So he's still trying to get something out of that fucking cigar.
He's gonna work
He is
it.
not going to give up on that thing. Tune in. Shit, we'll be doing another show. It's what we do. We do shows.
We do shows.
We're podcasters. We do podcasts, I guess. That's what we do. But this was a fun one, so thank you for joining us. I will say this, say it every week, every other week, but it really means something to me special tonight. No, I'm just drunk, fucking around. May the wings of liberty never lose a feather. Sayonara, motherfuckers. I can say motherfuckers again because Rev's not here. I said mother scratchers last episode. I was trying to be nice, but boom. Fuck you, motherfuckers.
To learn more about the time I wore a hemp-infused thong for my midnight shift at Sexy Rexy Strip Club in South Carolina, only to have several eager and extremely horny mature ladies set it on fire before my dance to Toto's Rosanna was even complete, please read my article in the 1997 issue of Dicks and Dollars magazine entitled The Myrtle Beach Wiener Massacre and Its Bone-Chilling Aftermath by Matt A. Cade. It may sound glamorous as shit, folks, but trust me, things got real scary real fast. Mature bitches be crazy. And in the meantime, to learn more about the cigars and libations enjoyed on tonight's episode, you can visit jassumkral.com and sweetwaterbrew.com.
For more on O'Brien's Irish Pub, the live music leader in Central Texas, please visit o'brienstemple.com and download their free smartphone app, where you'll find full beer listings including over 40 on tap, menu information, and a calendar of upcoming live events. To listen and purchase music heard on tonight's program, check out www.fritzbeermusic.com. Thank you for listening to the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast. This is Keith A. Howell saying until next time, friends, unless we see you sooner at the pub. So keep it smoky, and for God's sake, keep it ballsy as well.